I'm gonna say the most fucking my anime list anime man thing ever. I love this show. Oh, thank God. What did you think I was gonna?
I just had that Robert Downey Jr. like. Oh my God.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Trash Taste. I'm your host Joey, and I'm with my weeby friends Connor and Gant, because today we are going to be talking about anime.
How on brand that the anime man is hosting the anime episode of Trash Taste.
Said no one.
So, Joey, what are we doing today?
Today, we're going to be doing something very, very simple. You guys might know of a website called My Anime List. You know, pretty well used by the online anime community. But did you know that My Anime List is not only a website that is used to catalog the shows you've watched or dropped,
like an ad for...
but also, this is not an ad, by the way.
I feel like I'm in an anime man video now.
I'm just good at explaining things.
Holy
okay?
shit,
Thank
Joey
you.
still got it. Joey still got it.
My Anime List is not just a website where you can like catalog shows you've watched, dropped, plan to watch, all that kind of stuff, but they also have lists that are based on community popularity. So today we decided we're going to be going to the My Anime List top 50 anime series of all time, according to the people on My Anime List, and see if we agree or disagree with what is on this list, because we all have.
I'm already like, what the fuck?
We all have differing opinions on it, and this list does change quite frequently.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this list in a very, very long time.
I have not seen this list in a very, very long time either. So we decided to begin with, we're going to start with the top rated and then see what the most, and then after we go through the top rated, we'll see what the most popular ones are.
Yes,
and
because that's different.
See if there's any correlation between the top rated anime list of all time and the most popular anime of all time.
So,
go on.
No. So I was gonna say, like, to discern the difference, top rated is basically people can vote out of like 10 stars of like how good they thought the shows were, and then they take the total average of that of everyone who voted on it and then put it on a top 50.
Yeah.
Most popular is people can. I think on My Anime List there's like a list of like where people can add anime to like their favorite shows, and it's based on how many people or how many users put it in their favorite shows list. So it's a little bit different.
Okay, so I think for the top rated, I think we should go through the list and see what our ratings would be after we discuss it.
Let's see if we agree or disagree.
All I'm saying is, thank God I'm wearing this comfortable ass merch for this list, because otherwise I don't know if I'd be ready to throw some heat.
I think it's off. I don't think this merch is on store anymore.
Yeah, but if you were there when it was available, then you'll know how amazing this stuff is.
Why do we have it everywhere then?
Just because it looks sick.
Okay,
just looks good.
But don't worry, there'll be more merch to come in the future. So let's go. Let's check out this top anime series list.
Already, I'm about to throw hands.
Yeah, can I say that this is my least favorite trend in the anime community.
Yeah,
when people like a show a lot, a new show is airing, they're like, let's get it to the top of My Anime List. Let's all go and write 10 stars. And all it does is invite people to be like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
No, I feel like here's the marketing strat, right? You make a new anime. How do you gain hype? You make a bunch of bots, because at the time of this recording, Sousou no Frieren has not finished airing. We're about 12 episodes?
About halfway.
Episodes? Yeah, about halfway through at the time of this recording.
So how the fuck could it be a 9.12?
And so here's the strat. You release a new anime, make some bots, upvote your favorite anime. It gets above Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. People start talking about it. Free marketing. It's the infinite hype glitch.
I mean, that's where we are now.
Yeah. It's so sad that that's the only way you can get people to start fucking watching your show nowadays.
So, Don, I think you're the only one of us who's currently watched this show.
Yeah, so I've watched the show and I've read the manga as well.
I've also read the manga as well. Yeah, this is a great show.
And it is a very, very, very good show. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Likewise, yeah.
I don't think it's the best show of all time.
No.
I don't even think it's the best show of the year. I would argue that it might not even be the best show of the season.
I think it's an incredibly solid show, but I wouldn't even put it in the top 50, if I'm being completely honest.
What would beat it this season, do you think, potentially?
Probably Jujutsu Kaisen 2.
Which, let's be real, we're going to see eventually on this list.
We're going to see.
If Frieren is number one, we're going to see it on this list.
But I mean, I fucking love Frieren. I don't want to like make it seem like I'm shitting on Frieren.
Yeah, you're just saying that this is overblown.
This is clearly recency bias.
Yeah, because here's the thing that I don't I don't understand, where people will see like 1 or 2 episodes, and then I remember when Oshinoko as well, I don't know if this is going to be the list,
same thing.
Where 1 episode release, and everyone was just like,
greatest anime of all
10
time.
out of 10 masterpiece.
No, they said that about like Chainsaw Man as well. They
Yeah.
said that about like a lot of the big fucking hype as fuck shows, right?
I feel like it's a rite of passage for a show to get fully hype, to beat Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood as the top rated show on Mal, and every hype new show needs to go through that rite of passage.
Yeah, totally.
But like Fullmetal Alchemist is the final boss.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's like the undefeated boss.
Unfortunately, you have to be afraid of the old man in the job surrounded by new kids, because he probably knows what's up.
I always like to say that the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is like the Ocarina of Time equivalent to anime, you know, where it's like like obviously people love it. A lot of people claim it as a masterpiece, like a 10 out of 10 show.
Yeah.
And there'll always be like that one new show that just, you know, people are talking about
There's
more. People are
challenged
trying to like, gets challenged as like the king. But at the end of the day, people are still going to come to that agreement in the long run of, no, but that's still the GOAT.
Yeah,
You know?
like I think Frieren is a very, very good show. It has one of the best kind of like, here's the biggest thing that surprised me about Frieren, which is, you know, it's kind of like, it marketed itself as like a very emotional, gripping show. And then it has these banger action scenes that just come out of nowhere. What it reminded me was, do you remember when you watched like a slice of life Kyoto animation show, like Maid Dragon or something? And then out of nowhere, there would just be this like fucking banger action scene that nobody asked for, but nobody's going to complain about, but they did not have to go that hard. That is Frieren.
Like Toru and Kanna
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
I was like, this does not include, this doesn't feel right in the show,
Like,
but I'm here for it.
Outside of Jujutsu Kaisen, this has some of the best action scenes I've seen all year, and it's a fucking fantasy show.
It's a beautifully written story, beautiful show.
This is the top 50 list. If you ballpark, you're making a top 50. Would Frieren be in the top 50?
No, as I said earlier, I absolutely love the show. I love the manga. I think it's a very refreshing show, especially in this day and age. But I don't think I'd even put it in the top 50. Top 100 maybe, but not in the top 50.
I would have to possibly top 50. It's too early to tell right now.
I mean, it's not even fucking finished. I hate this. Why do they do this?
I think it has potential.
I've caught up with the manga, so I'm a lot further ahead in the story. So I know what's to come in the anime, and I love the direction that the manga is going in right now, but like, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be one of those like solid shows that you'll remember for a long time, but when you think of like the pinnacle of anime.
How can you call this the GOAT of anime when it's not even done?
Right.
Yeah, my biggest concern with Frieren right now is I'm afraid that the plot is going to drag. I feel like it has such a good idea as an opening. Its opening like kind of scenes and opening ideas are so fucking good, and they made me cry. I'm wondering how long it can carry on with the idea of just like this being like a immortal elf and seeing the eyes of like the world through this immortal elf. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and see and hope that it can continue being as good as it has been.
Fantastic show. Please watch it, but it's not number one.
Not number one, but rite of passage, you know.
So
let's talk about the real GOATs.
I'm happy because for the once in our life, I can talk about an anime that Gon hasn't seen. This is
okay. Then
crazy.
question to you: since Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood has been just like the long-standing king of the My Anime list, do you think it deserves to be the number one spot?
I'm going to pull a trash taste, and I'm going to talk about a show I haven't seen, and just completely, and just...
You know what's fucked up is that you're so good about talking about anime, you can probably say more about the show than I can. and I've watched the thing.
Okay, can I say my opinion on Fullmetal Alchemist?
Sure.
All right, so, like, it has some of, like, for its time, it has some of the, like, best animation for, like, some of the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Like, that fight where Hughes does, like, the fucking... Is it Hughes? That's his name, right? Okay, I'm just going to continue talking. That guy where...
I just want to see where you're going.
The fire guy
Roy
does...
Mustang?
Roy.
Oh, yeah, Roy Mustang. Yeah, oh, yeah, Hughes is, like, the dad. Yeah, right? That's... Hughes is the dad. So, like, that was like... He's such a cool character that everyone likes.
When did you think it became shit? Because if you're a trash taste...
Yeah.
Okay, so like
randomly said shit halfway through.
I mean, like, I don't think it was shit. I just think it was like overrated, right?
Okay. All right, okay.
So like
What do you mean?
The Edward brothers. Like, you know, they had some really, really good writing.
Did you call them the Edward brothers?
Is that not the one?
It's the Elric brothers. Edward is one character. You know, Edward and Alphonse Edward. It's like Mario, Luigi, Mario.
Yeah, it's Edward. That's the
The Mario Brothers, which is what they are called, the Mario Brothers, right?
Yeah, it's Mario, and Luigi, Mario.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, the Edward brothers.
The
Yeah, go
Edward
on.
brothers. You know, I think it started to fall off where, you know, with the dog scene. The dog scene.
Nina.
Yeah, Nino, whatever her name is. The dog scene, that was just, that was like, they were trying too hard. Of course it was going to be sad. Of course the dog scene was going to be sad, guys. Of course.
Yeah.
God, I feel like I'm reading r/anime right now.
But
Jesus.
it did have some banger fights. Roy Mustang
it did.
popped off.
Absolutely.
When he did the fire thing against one
And then when he cries in the rain and he's like, it's a bad day for rain.
Oh, that too. That was sad scene.
You know, it kind of feels like it's like just saying, like, when you do a top food list of all time, you're like, pizza #1. You're like, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, like, that's like, no one's gonna say no, but you kind of feel like you wish you had a more exciting answer for #1. You know what I mean? Because Fullmetal Alchemist it feels like such a complete experience in every way, and it feels like it nails everything it wants to do.
I think what definitely helped as well with Brotherhood to push it into that status of, like, I guess the pizza equivalent of anime, where like everybody likes it and you can't really complain that it's your favorite, is the fact that it came right after like the original Fullmetal, which had a bunch of problems.
Which I watched that one first.
Yeah. Right, and so did I, right? And so, like, because you kind of had not to say that the original Fullmetal anime is bad or anything, but they definitely fixed a lot of the issues the original had in Brotherhood. And I think that whole, like, fixing the issues type of thing to make it more of a perfect package, I think kind of shifted the way that people view Brotherhood in, like, as a series by itself. But, like, I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but, like, to me, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is in a bit of a biased spot because this, for a lot of people, was the first introduction to anime, right? Like, I think when a lot of people think of, like, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, or they think of, like, starting to get into anime.
It does pay to be one of the first animes you watch.
Yeah.
You look at it with
because, and obviously, you know, a lot of people are recommending it because they think it's a great show. And I think it's also a great show.
It's a safe recommendation.
It is. It's a safe recommendation.
Here's the thing, though. Okay. Let's say Frieren didn't exist in this month or whatever.
Yeah.
And Fullmetal Alchemist is still on top. Can you name a show that deserves to be not necessarily one that you like more, but can you put a show above Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood that deserves that #1 spot?
That's the hard thing. I can't personally think of a show that I think deserves to be higher.
If you take away all personal bias towards this show, it really is the perfect show that anybody can watch. Right. And you could have watched 100 shows, 1,000 shows, 0 shows, and you will most likely come out of Brotherhood being like, that was a really good show. Because it is a really good show. I personally wouldn't put it as #1.
Okay.
But I think in terms of the overall anime viewing experience for every type of anime fan out there, it is the safest pick, and that's why I understand why it's the #1 position.
Okay, question number 2.
Yeah.
Do you think that Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood would be as, let's say, as beloved
It came out now.
if it came out now?
No.
Because
I don't think so.
I think, and this is me talking out complete speculation, having not seen Brotherhood, I think that Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood came out at a perfect time where we didn't have this whole, not exactly toxicity, but the whole kind of like mid-era of anime. Where you know what I'm talking about? Where this is, everyone has pure, nice nostalgia when they look at Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, because no one was really, it came out at a time where anime fans weren't really as competing with each other as much as like they are now.
Yeah, they were just happy to watch any show at that point.
I think it also came out at a time when the internet was really allowing kind of to watch anime a lot easier. And I think obviously people were looking for like the newest and greatest show.
Yeah.
And I think it came out at a time that was literally perfect. It came out in the anime era where everyone was just happy to meet anyone who liked anime.
Yeah.
It took advantage of the internet. It in English as well, it had a fantastic dub, which immediately helped it. with Western fans, because back then, a lot of people watch dubs.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of in the same way. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think, is a lot similar to Cowboy Bebop in that sense, where like the general, I guess, niceties and like acclaim that it got was mostly from Western fans, right? Like obviously, Fullmetal Alchemist was huge in Japan when it came out as well, obviously. But Fullmetal Alchemist is not talked about as fondly
you never hear
amongst
it,
Japanese fans as it is with Western fans.
That's true. Yeah, every time I talk about people with anime, it never comes up.
Yeah, when you mention Fullmetal Alchemist, they're just like, oh, I haven't heard that in a while. It's kind of one of those shows where people look fondly back at it, but they don't. It's not in the constant, zeitgeist of talking about shows that were huge at the time.
Yeah.
Right? It was just another, at the end of the day, I think to a lot of Japanese anime fans who were around when Fullmetal was around, it was just another really solid shonen show.
Yeah, because I personally think that Fullmetal Alchemist, for the Western community, which is what my anime list is, it came out at the perfect time, and it was the complete package, which was very rare for anime at the time.
Yeah.
And it's now looked back, back in the day, its biggest competition was probably something like the Big Three, and the Big Three were just fighting against each other on who was most popular around the Big Three, where we had, and then on like the side kind of like place, we had Fullmetal Alchemist coming up being like, hey, this is another shonen that is a complete package, unlike these other big long-running shonens. And it's very well written, and it's finished, and people will look back at that fondly.
Yeah, it also helps that it was only 64 episodes, where if you compare it to the Big Three, it was obviously, for new anime watchers, it was a lot harder to get into Naruto or Bleach or One Piece at the time. Whereas Fullmetal, if you tried, you could finish it in a few days.
Yeah, because when it comes to the question of, can I think of an anime that deserves to go above Fullmetal Alchemist, and I'm saying this having not like watched it, but only knowing about its legacy, and thinking about if Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood came out today, I think Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, if it came out today, it would have a similar reception to something like Attack on Titan. Right. To me, Attack on Titan is the modern day equivalent of an anime package that is now it is a complete package. Yeah, and now there is a lot more anime coming out. There's a lot more competition. To me, as like an anime viewer, I think Attack on Titan is one of the greatest modern anime to come out.
Yeah, and I think the only reason why Attack on Titan is not above Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood in this list is because it came out, incrementally in multiple seasons.
Yeah,
right?
I also kind of hate that this list doesn't allow you to rate the whole series.
Yeah, if Attack on Titan was put under just Attack on Titan, like one name on this list, I think it would be above Fullmetal.
I don't think so.
Or it would be very close.
Because there are more haters of Attack on Titan.
It's not about like how do you have.
But I think that's because it came out at a time where anime fans have become so much more critical, so much more nitpicky with their shows.
I think if Attack on Titan had all wrapped up in 2012, it'd probably be up. I think it'd be up.
Yeah.
It'd be ahead of it.
But also, again, I think,
years.
and I think as well, like, because, like, with Attack on Titan, it did take such a long time, and during that time, the anime community really shifted to being more nitpicky, where manga readers would be very critical of the anime adaptations and just getting very, looking at the finer details way too much. I feel the only reason why people don't do that with Brotherhood, because at the end of the day, Brotherhood is not a perfect show. Like, there are problems with it, I think.
No one ever talks about it, though.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. People don't want to talk about it because it's nostalgic to so many people.
Because I've never heard someone call Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood mid. I've just like...
I mean, it's not. It's a great fucking show. But it's not perfect.
But like, I think the biggest like thing between, let's say, Fullmetal Alchemist and Attack on Titan is Fullmetal Alchemist anime was never reached the heights of popularity during that era as the Attack on Titan era.
Right.
And Attack on Titan, number one, it had way more competition for high profile anime to go up against. So you have this kind of like competitiveness between a big high profile show that's released nowadays versus a big high profile show that released back in the day.
Right.
And I think for that reason, I don't think in the Western anime community we will ever get another show that will be looked at with as critical claim.
I mean, this
as
is proof of concept,
Brotherhood.
right? That this is a 13, 14-year-old show, and it's still highly regarded as one of the greatest shows ever made.
They don't have a skin in Fortnite, so and Attack on Titan does. So
yeah.
I mean, who's the real winner?
Yeah.
Wake me up when Alphonse is fucking shuffling. What? Okay, number 3 though, I've always been shocked that Steins Gate was this highly rated, because I fucking love Steins Gate, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it as a show that has just as much of a mainstream appeal as Brotherhood.
I don't think this is mainstream though. This is my anime list.
Yeah.
Right.
So my anime list has this weird kind of thing that I noticed that I'm sure will keep coming to this list.
Right.
Certain shows get rated very highly amongst
Right.
anime.
Yeah.
People who spend their time on this website.
Yeah.
And I think Steins Gate is pretty much the peak example of a perfect My Anime List viewership.
That is true.
My Anime List fans are like what Rick and Morty fans were like 5 years ago, where they're like, you don't have a big enough IQ. To
You're not smart
understand.
enough to understand Steins Gate.
And I kind of think, like, in a weird way, they like Steins Gate appeals very much to the kind of person who enjoys using My Anime List and like kind of internet forums.
Yeah.
Not to say it's not a good show, but I think that it's a show that I think would rate very highly amongst people like that.
Yeah, because I feel like my anime list is the
between my
perfect
ass.
representation of someone who is like one tier, like goes one tier deeper than, let's say, like the shonen mega popular shows.
Right.
So it's at like that second tier of like, okay, this is what happens after you explore anime when you have just gone out of like mega popular shonens, but not so much you haven't reached the deeper tier of just like the I'm watching all, you know,
Something
And
cerebral.
I have to keep in mind, right? This
Like,
is like a social network.
Yeah.
So people feel like almost judged based on what they're presenting. So
Right.
you know, if you have a list, well, you can't have Steins Gate. You can't not watch Steins Gate. You don't
Yeah.
have it at a 10. I mean,
I guess there is that social pressure.
So we have to really think about how this interacts in this sense. And I think Steins Gate is an example where I think if you say you've watched this and you don't rate it highly, then there's something wrong with you.
what'd you rate Steins Gate out of 10? Gut feeling, go.
Gut feeling, I
8?
would give it
Yeah,
like
8.
a 9, I think.
I'd put it-
The only reason, well, what would you put it?
So can we do decimal points?
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay.
Go on,
8,
go
okay, if
decimal.
we're going decimal points, I'd give it like an 8.5.
Yeah, same, 8.5.
Yeah.
I think the start of Steins Gate is too slow.
Yes.
And it really hurts the show in general.
Yeah. This is definitely not a show, I think, that it's difficult to recommend, right? Because obviously the first 10, 11 episodes are so incredibly slow, and it really
Have you
is
ever tried
like,
rewatching it?
I have tried rewatching it.
It's
yes.
tough.
It's
tough
really
to
tough.
rewatch.
Even though I know everything that's happening and I know the reason why they're taking their time with it, because obviously it's all necessary information and details that pays off in the second half, and especially the ending.
Yeah.
But like having that kind of format in anime, I think is a format that just doesn't really work nowadays, because people, I just think, I don't want to say they have less of an attention span or anything, but I think the whole appeal of slow burner shows is slowly dying out.
You have to. You can do slow burns, but you have to really be smart with how you do it nowadays.
Yeah.
Slow burn shows.
What is a recent slow burner show that was
Frieren.
Yeah, like
Frieren's
Frieren's a
a
slow burner, right?
Frieren's a
Okay,
slow
yeah,
burn show.
we have Frieren.
It's like slow burn is such like a, to me it feels like such a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, you know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
I think
I can't
also-
say it in a positive way.
But also,
Yeah.
slow burn could also mean like, hey, they trust you as a viewer to stay with these people, just talking.
yeah.
Oh, and that is Steins Gate to the T, right?
And because to me, there's a difference between, let's say, something that is a slow burn
Yeah.
and something that, let's say, has a slower pace but is still compelling. You know, to me, like, you know,
Peak Game of Thrones is just talking.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
that's the best of Game of Thrones when they're just talking and you're just
Exactly.
like, whoa, the drama here.
Yeah, where, you know, there is a lot of drama there and there is not so much happening in terms of like plot progression, but it's just compelling to watch,
Yeah.
right? Whereas with Steins Gate, the first half, I feel that this to me is just slow.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
it's-
like I can see the characters. I'm not so much compelled with what's happening. There's not so much plot progression, but I'm not as invested. And then it hits you about halfway through, and then there's this point that it grabs you and it just does not let go. And to me, I wouldn't call it a slog, but it's definitely not as enjoyable.
I'd call it a slog.
Would you call it a slog?
Yeah,
I can't
would.
remember.
I distinctly remember I had downloaded to watch it.
Yeah.
And I had it, and I had a few other shows to watch, and every single time I tried to watch it, I couldn't finish the first episode without being like,
See, for me, it was like...
And then I eventually did get around to doing it.
Yeah.
But it was tough.
For me, it gets tough around like episode 6 or 7 because like
it's so tough.
the first couple of episodes, okay,
It's exciting, the
you
phone.
understand, you understand because there's so much new information that they're throwing to the viewer, right? Like, oh, we have the microwave, we have the banana, we have the
then nothing
phone,
fucking happens.
right? And then around episode 6 or 7 is when you start to get to the point where it's like, is this gonna be like this for the entire series? I get if like the first couple of episodes are slow and then it starts picking up, but when you get like 6, 7 episodes deep and it's going at that pace, then you're just like, oh, I'm starting to lose a bit of faith that anything interesting is going to happen. And then obviously around, I think it was episode 12 or 13, that thing happens.
But that's crazy. But this is also different because animes used to be just longer. Well,
yeah.
So I feel like if Steins Gate came out now, I almost think it could be even better because they'd probably have like a 13, 15 episode run. And
they cut out all the bullshit.
They might cut out not bullshit. Maybe they
cut
get
out the
through it.
parts,
They get through it faster. Maybe they actually do cut stuff that maybe did actually just slow down the story.
But see, then I would argue, will the impact be the same?
I think it could. I think the impact could be the same. I don't think you have to give as much time for it to have the same impact. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. I could be totally wrong.
Like to me,
I watched this like fucking 8 years ago.
Yeah,
so.
I want to get the opinion of someone like an
Just-
anime
but
viewer
here's-
today who has never seen the
here's
show.
the thing. I don't think
They won't make it to.
Here's the thing. We watched it like 8 or so years ago, right?
Yeah,
There
2011.
was just less anime. Like there was like the top list back then was 50 max.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And then you'd be like, okay, I can actually feasibly watch all of the great animes.
Yeah, and I still think in this day, after the turning point, it still would like hit as hard. But I think the beginning portions would be even like it would have aged even worse than when we watched it.
Well,
because this came out at a time when, let's say, otaku culture shows weren't as prevalent in like the anime community, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember this? And it was like it was kind of fun. The big appealing part for me with Steins Gate, the beginning part, was that, oh, it's like set in Akihabara. Yo, they're weebs.
Whoa.
Yo, this guy's a 4chaner. Yo.
Okabe would be a bit cringe nowadays. He would be a bit cringe.
Yeah. To me, Steins Gate, the characters are so fucking anime.
Yeah,
in
they are.
this, you know what I mean when it's like,
Oh yeah, Mayushi. Oh my god. Yeah.
They're just very anime.
Also, the first show that burned the cicada noise into my brain.
Oh yeah, because the entire series is based in
I
summer.
totally agree. But like one thing I do think has aged well is that to this day I can't think of any or many other shows that they have time travel as like a mechanic, and it feels like they tie up every single knot in its own time travel mechanic.
Oh yeah,
in a satisfying way.
it is an incredibly well thought out and written story, and the ending is very satisfying.
Yeah.
It was originally a visual novel.
Yeah, it was
Visual novel.
If you fucking feel it in the start, that's for sure.
Yeah, because like even with something like Attack on Titan or most other time travel shows, there's like you can think of like some plot holes. You watch it and you're like, that kind of didn't make sense. But after watching Steins Gate, I can't think of any other time travel show where I thought to myself, man, that just made sense.
Yeah.
They covered everything.
I guess because it was the only kind of mechanic in the show that they were
Yeah.
exploring, which really allows you to get really interesting with it.
Yeah.
Also, they based a lot of the ideas off of the previous game in the semicolon series, which is Chaos Head, which is
Semicolon series.
Yeah, that is what it's called. It's the semicolon universe. So because they had Chaos Head, Steins Gate, Robotics Notes, and Occultic 9.
Yeah.
and they were all done by the same company. And like a lot of the ideas from Steins Gate were based off Chaos Head. Chaos Head is not good, by the way. Don't watch it.
Do you think Steins Gate is overrated then?
I think it's properly.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's properly rated. But then again, that might be my nostalgia talking. Because I remember when this was airing, and I would watch this weekly, and it was the most insane shit.
Weekly?
This was the most insane shit I'd ever watched.
Just hearing you talk about anime then, especially the semicolon series, I don't even know what that was. So imagine if we did Trash Taste 10 years ago, how much of a different show this would have been. Joey would have been.
It would actually be an anime podcast.
You actually would be. You'd be such a nerd, dude.
Dude, I haven't brought up the semicolon series in a long time. I know my shit. Also, I will say the fucking Steins Gate opening still a banger. I don't care what anyone says. Fucking hacking to the gate.
How does that go?
Because
Because to me, Fullmetal Alchemist, the fucking Brotherhood, the first opening. That,
again by Eiyuu.
Yeah, that was such that was a banger.
Even I know that.
That was an iconic.
That was like.
banger.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I think
I don't want to sing it because copyright.
All right, I know Joey loves Gintama.
Joey's the only man who's watched Gintama.
Also, is this season 4 or season 5 of Gintama?
I don't know. Gintama didn't be doing Gintama
I hate that they never called
Can we
Gintama
is literally half of this list. Can we just wrap it all up into one?
Yeah, okay. Gintama, okay, yeah.
We'll do the same with Attack on Titan.
Yeah, there's a ton of Gintama in this top 10.
Gintama, for me, the way I view Gintama as a complete outsider and only seeing clips is like, they're what JoJo fans were before JoJo fans just got a little too annoying publicly. You know what I mean? JoJo fans,
you are so right,
JoJo fans just went a little too much with their love of JoJo that it pissed off the internet.
Right.
Whereas Gintama fans have just been at the perfect level of fandom where
They've just been teasing the
because
edge.
whenever you mention Gintama, bro, they appear. The fans, they mention it, and they are exactly like JoJo fans, except they didn't get too annoying and they don't have the dick sucking memes.
No. I think I think it's because Gintama never got to the same level of popularity as JoJo did. Yeah.
It's the quiet like army of fans that just every time you say the Gin in Gintama, they're just like, did someone mention my favorite show? Like, to be fair,
so right though.
Yeah.
They have the exact same vibe as pre-JoJo fans.
Yeah, I think so. I think one thing, I mean, I fucking love Gintama. I grew up with this shit. I think the one thing I really respected about Gintama, especially while it was coming out, is that
it's over, right?
Yeah, the manga is. Or I guess he's continuing on a different magazine or something. I don't know. The Sorachi's a fucking troll. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But essentially what I loved about Gintama was that it started off obviously as an episodic comedy series. Where like each episode would have its own self-contained story, characters would be introduced, and there'd just be, it was basically a gag manga. But then a couple of chapters in, a couple of volumes in, excuse me, they introduced like an actual story element that was incredibly serious, that actually explored each of the characters' backstories and relationships, because there's a shitload of characters in Gintama. But Sorachi does a really good job of connecting all of these characters that don't seem like they were purposefully written to be connected. Like, you know, when sometimes you read a story and it just makes sense that these characters know each other or have this relationship, and it doesn't seem like someone has purposefully written it to make sense. I think Gintama is a great example of that, where like, it's written in a way that where it makes it so natural for you to be like, oh yeah, of course these characters have these relationships, because that's just how their characters are. And I think the fact that a show can be some of the most funniest shit in anime, in my opinion, while at the same time giving these incredibly heartfelt and fucking epic, like serious story elements, like not many shows can do that, in my opinion. It's either... What's up?
It's like when the sitcom just has this serious moment out of nowhere, and because it's like a sitcom, it just hits 10 times harder.
Exactly, right? And I think a lot of manga have done is there's been a lot of manga that have transitioned from like starting off as a light comedy series and then becoming a serious story, like Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Katekyo Hitman Reborn, like those are all examples. But there are very few shows that can teeter back and forth between these two and it not feel jarring. And I think Gintama is the only show, at least that I can think of, that has been able to do that as effective as it did. And I think that's why it has such a hardcore fan base.
Does it deserve to be in the number 4 spot?
I don't... Of
course Joey would put it there.
I wouldn't put it at number 4.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Is it in your top 10 personally?
It's in my top 50. For sure. It's in my top 50.
Maybe say top 100.
Bro went on a heartfelt rant about how amazing it is. He's like, yeah, but it's shit though.
No, it's not. It's great.
It's definitely in the top 100,000 shows.
As much as I love this show, I can also admit that there are a couple of like weirder episodes, some story elements that just don't really make a whole lot of sense or were just kind of underwhelming.
Right.
Like some of the villains are kind of underwhelming in my opinion.
Right.
You know, if I were to go into details and stuff like that, some of the jokes can get stale as well. Like a problem with a lot of the jokes in Gintama is that because it was done in Shonen Jump, Sorachi, the creator, makes a lot of referential jokes to other Shonen Jump series.
That's what scares me about Gintama.
And so if you haven't read any of those, or you know nothing about like the Shonen Jump lore, a lot of the jokes won't really hit the same.
It's an anime fans comedy, basically.
It's a Shonen Jump fans comedy series.
What I'm hearing is this is the Family Guy of Shonen Jump.
Kinda, except it's a billion times funnier.
Well, I like Family Guy.
It's not funny.
I like Family Guy.
It's not funny.
I love Family Guy's effect on pop culture, though. It's just funny. I just love the memes.
So yeah, I love Gintama, but I think number 4 is just.
Okay.
I think they just. I think the Gintama fans just rallied to be like, we got to get Gintama up somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, next up is Attack on Titan. We're just gonna
3 Part 2.
We're just gonna lump it all together.
Yeah, we'll lump it all together.
But they do have the right season as the highest rated season. I agree that this was the high point.
That was the one where I started checking out, as I said in the episode.
What, this one?
No, you checked that as the final.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, this is the one with the fucking with the monkey fight, right?
Yeah, the monkey.
That was so fucking weird.
Of course, you say that. Yo, monkey fight peak,
dude,
yo.
To be fair, that fight was
I
sick
think
as
that
fuck.
that entire like sequence of episodes was probably some of the most compelling pieces of anime I've ever watched.
I think it's some of the most compelling piece of television I've ever watched.
True.
Yeah.
It was such an amazing.
I mean, I
series.
think if you go on the IMDb top rated TV episodes of all time, like I think like 3 or 4 of them are all Attack on Titan episodes from this very season.
No, I believe it because there was like 4
TV
weeks.
episodes, not
TV episodes.
There was 4 weeks like back to back where like I think this is the only thing anyone fucking cared about.
right.
Yeah, and
it was
this is
really impressive.
This is the season that's
best rated episode.
this is the season
Yeah,
that
there you go.
very
Click that one.
much. Okay, let's see the top rated TV episodes of all time. Number 1, Breaking Bad.
I
of course.
almost like IMDb's lists more than my anime list. They
There you
feel
go,
a bit
Attack
more-
on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Yeah, both of them from that season in the top 5.
These 2 episodes are fucking amazing.
Go down. What else is there?
Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
There's Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
There's quite a lot of Attack on Titan in there. Yeah.
Geass.
I do get chills when I think of that whole fight that happened. It was just amazing.
And just Erwin's speech and everything like that.
Oh my god, the Owen speech is so good.
Oh my god, the Vinland Saga episode. Well, I guess we'll get into that later. 'Cause I'm sure it's
It'll be up there.
Such a good
9.9.
episode. Yeah, I'm glad that
so many Attack on Titan episodes on here.
I'm glad that anime is getting its Hunter x Hunter as well.
That's the Netero episode, I believe.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, that was banger.
I'm so glad that it's
Kaguya-sama,
Oh, okay.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I'm really glad that anime is getting representation in IMDb.
Maybe
Maybe a bit too much.
Maybe a little too much.
Maybe a little too much.
I don't think all of this anime is better than every single other TV episode of all time.
I will say I'm surprised
Okay, this is a
how
bit-
many
okay,
anime
okay,
episodes
this is a little
are up
much
there.
now. All right,
Yeah.
okay, a little much.
All right.
All right, let's go back to my anime list.
Does it deserve the number 5 spot? on
I
Titan?
think that Attack on Titan does deserve to be up in the top 10 anime
This
of all
season
time.
in particular?
Even with
even
all
without
my,
the season.
even with all my comments prior on the previous episode, I still think I'd be okay with it up there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to say that it's overrated. Yeah, I think that Attack on Titan
Say
is
nothing, you won't get killed.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything.
I think Attack on Titan is actually perfectly rated.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those few shows that I feel is really fucking good and actually got the popularity it deserved.
Yeah.
It's very rare that
No one
a
gets
show,
angry at the fact that Attack on Titan is as popular as it was.
It'll
you know?
also like never be in your like subconscious. It'll
Yeah.
never be a show you're like, oh yeah, Attack on. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, like, oh yeah, obviously, duh.
You know, you're always. It's like, impossible to get out of your mind as like as a series.
Yeah.
And I think, even though I said that I kind of fell off a little bit towards the end, I still think the journey was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it was still very deserving of that spot.
Yeah,
I think.
it's one of those few shows that hit the perfect storm of being appealing enough to the masses and being something like Breaking Bad, where it's the complete package. Things that, like, one thing I always respect is when a story seems to be planned from the get-go, which just feels so fucking rare in anime, where you kind of have a cool idea and it has like cool ideas
They
for like
don't
one
waste
season,
time. Yeah.
and then they kind of like go into something else. Attack on Titan felt like such a natural progression, even though the final season is so different from the first season, but it never felt out of place, and that to me is fucking incredible. And it seemed like you go back to watch the beginning seasons, and so much was foreshadowed about where this was going to go.
I do want to rewatch it.
Yeah,
I should.
Yeah,
rewatch
it's one of those shows where I think, holy shit, it's so worth rewatching because
Okay.
right from
I
episode,
feel like I just need to binge the whole thing.
Yeah,
from
right
the
from-
beginning. Yeah,
right from episode 1, right from season 1, you're like, holy shit, they're like foreshadowing season 4, and we didn't even know what was coming.
Yeah.
I think Attack on Titan is perfectly rated.
Okay.
I think
I have no
It should be
complaints.
higher than number 5 even.
This episode is sponsored by Mint Mobile. Everyone has a welcome to adulthood moment. Paying for rent for the first time? Traumatic. Choosing your own healthcare provider? What's the PPO again? Getting booted from your parents' phone plan? Earth-shattering. It's a cruel world out there, paying an entire wireless bill yourself.
It is.
But with Mint Mobile, you don't have to go broke over it. For a limited time, phone plans from Mint Mobile are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for $15 a month.
God damn! All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
I can personally vouch for them because when I traveled to America, this was before we ever got sponsored by them. I was looking for a cheap, affordable mobile plan while I was abroad and happened to find Mint Mobile.
Right.
And that was the provider I went with. They sent me an eSIM. It was super easy to use and that's what I ended up using.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier, Gant, before I just wasted all my money on other crappy providers?
I'm sorry, Connor. Well, now you know.
Well, luckily for me and for you guys too, you can get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/trash. That's mintmobile.com/trash. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/trash. Additional tax fees and restrictions apply. See Mint.mobile for details.
Back to the episode.
All right, number 6 is interesting. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc.
Yeah, so I'm probably the only one that's watched this.
I've seen the first 4 episodes
Does
of it.
my anime list always do this? Does it always write it in the Japanese way? But in the
yeah.
English Japanese way?
I guess so.
yeah.
That's kind of weird. Why would they not just call it 1000 Blood Arc on the English
Because
version?
that's what it's actually called, Connor.
It's just dumb, though.
We're talking about the website that won't allow Scott Pilgrim to be listed as an anime, even though it was made in Japan.
It's like, I don't know. To me, I've gone on a rant now, but it seems just so fucking dumb. Just why just put it Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
If they gave this name for it in English officially, why are we not using
Just call it
this?
1000-Year Blood.
Does anyone really need it to be? It's like on Twitter when people go like Boku no Hero Academia. It's like just call it My Hero Academia. It's literally in the title.
Yeah.
Its title is My Hero
Yeah,
Academia.
and I love how they get like nitpicky with it as well. Like they'll say that about certain shows, and then they'll be like, "I'm not calling Fullmetal Alchemist Hagane no Renkin Jutsu. Like I'm calling
right?
it
Like-
Full Metal."
yeah.
It is very frustrating. There's this double standard where they're like, I want to seem like I'm really in touch with it, and it's like, shut the fuck up. It's called. They gave it Bleach 1000-year fucking bullshit. Let's call it that.
Okay, so I've seen the first 4 episodes, so I can't speak on how good the entire show is. I mean, you have, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. It just goes hard. I mean, I say this
Yeah,
as
pretty
not
much.
even a fan of Bleach. The action scenes go
I've seen clips.
super fucking hard. This is like
goes hard as
movie
fuck.
level. Like this is like movie level animation in 13 episodes.
Oh yeah, we're hanging out with our friend. He was like, "You have to watch this." I was like, "I'm not going to watch it." And he pulls out his phone, and starts showing me. I'm like, "Yeah, that looks fucking cool." But
Yeah,
but like, can you watch this without watching the rest? Okay,
No,
well,
no,
what
no.
the-
that's the problem when I think that's
The last
why.
arc, right?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
last arc, and that's
So-
why I think this score is so high up because
Only
this
Bleach
show,
fans.
yeah,
Only
Yeah.
Bleach fans. are
only
really-
Bleach fans would have gotten this far into the story because this is like the last arc after about hundreds of episodes in. The animation out of nowhere just leveled up to a point where it's some of the best action animation you could ask
Is it
for.
also true that they slightly changed some parts of the story in the anime version?
I heard that Kubo has been more involved. This is all speculation, so
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but that
Yeah.
might be. But I don't really, like I said, I don't really have much to say about it aside from if you're a Bleach fan, this is going to be orgasmic, and I do understand why this
Bleach
has,
fans said, "I
but-
want to see
but-
some
yeah,
Bankais,
yeah, yeah.
god damn it," and
Yeah.
they got
But
it.
number 6.
But it is not number 6.
It's not number
It's not
6.
number 6.
Is it even top 50 Bleach as a series?
No.
That was such a decisive no.
I-
I let Gant say the crazy shit, so then I'm like, yeah, well, he said.
I liked a lot of Bleach. I disliked a lot of Bleach. What would you give Bleach overall?
It's okay. Here's the hard thing about rating.
Never seen Bleach, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the hard thing about rating any Shonen Jump show, right? Which is I don't think it's fair to rate Shonen Jump shows based on an entire, let's say, the entire run, right?
Yeah.
Because I think it's more easier to rate Shonen Jump shows on arcs.
Yeah, I can
right?
rate the arcs
because
sure.
arcs are so vastly different, and the thing that makes it hard to review a Shonen Jump show in its entirety is because of the way Shonen Jump is structured, right? Ideas and focuses can often shift, where shows can feel completely different. And unlike something like Attack on Titan, where it seemed like completely planned, sometimes it can feel like it just keeps going on and it keeps escalating for the sole reason of it being shown in Jump. Like my best example of this is Naruto, right? Where you look at the power scaling and you look at the fights at the beginning of the series and you compare it to the end of the series, and they almost feel like two completely different fucking series, right? Whereas you look at something like Attack on Titan, where, you know, not even showing Jump, but I'm just using that as an example, where Titans got less threatening, but it didn't feel like it was because it got power scaled. It felt like because the more we learnt about Titans, the more humans learned how to combat them. So they were still a threat by the end of the series, but they felt like less of a threat compared to the beginning series. And that felt like a more natural progression.
But would you say Bleach is in that same vein? Because when I compare, say, the Soul Society arc, right, the first arc, to the 1,000 Year Blood War arc, I don't really see that big of a jump in that sense of like it feeling like two completely different shows. Right? Like there's obviously a lot happened in between that time, and there were a lot of great arcs, a lot of shit arcs, but I think overall the 1,000 Year Blood War arc still felt like Bleach, if that makes sense.
Okay,
know?
so I gotta ask you guys, when you read a long-running shonen or a long-running show, do you sometimes get this point where you kind of like mentally check out?
Yeah.
But you keep like everyone has this, like a lot of people have this point when they kind of like, they keep reading, but they kind of like mentally check out.
Yeah, you're like, I'm reading this out of obligation.
Yeah.
I was honestly kind of like that when I was reading One Punch Man manga. I just kind of checked out after a while, but then it got super hype again. I was like, I'm back in.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, I kind of like checked out a little bit, but then I was like, all right, I think I'm back.
Yeah. To me, like I kind of like checked out Bleach midway through the what was the arc that went on for fucking ages?
Wakamundo? No, not Wakamundo.
I think it was like at the end of Wakamundo, where I was like, I am happy with, I'm happy with everything that I've read. And then I was like, I'm gonna keep reading until they defeat Aizen, and then the series is gonna be over. And then they defeated Aizen, and I'm like, it's still going.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out for one more arc. All right, it still keeps going. And
I kind of checked out halfway through the Espada arc as well.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, come on, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Let's just,
where I was just like, okay, I thought it was going to be over. I thought it did, and they just like kept going and kept going. And then this was the last arc where I kind of like they pulled me back in a little bit just because I knew it was the last arc, and they pulled me back in just because the action did go fucking hard and some massive things happened. But like at this point, I was kind of like just reading Bleach just to see the end of Bleach because I want to see the end of Bleach.
Yeah.
And to me, Bleach just went on for too long. To me, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I read all the Bleach manga, but I kind of half did it just to like close the book on this chapter of my life, to be like, this has been with me a long time in my life and I'm glad it's over. Am I satisfied with it? Not necessarily, but at least I can say that I have finished it, and it's done.
I would have to like, I know Bleach fans are very, very passionate.
I can't wait for the comments.
I would have to reread Bleach just to give my proper opinion on it. Just because it's been such a long fucking time since I've read Bleach.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Mind you, our Gaunt and my memory of Bleach is very fragmented because it was kind of stretched out in a long period of time, obviously. So don't take anything we say seriously.
But 6? Nah.
Yeah, 6.
But 6, nah. Gintama, the final great movie. Let's move on. Hunter x Hunter, 2011.
Yes.
Okay, so I've only read the manga, so I can't comment on the anime.
Probably like my favorite anime I think I've ever watched overall. I think
I get the hype now that I've
Genuinely?
caught up. Now that I've caught up
I think
on
Hunter x Hunter anime was the most engaged and like most like I literally couldn't sleep because I had to watch the next episode. I just loved it. Everything about Hunter x Hunter I loved so much. I love the world so much.
Oh, the world building is incredible.
Yeah.
And this anime was amazing. I thought it did a really good job. And some of the pacing in the very, very start is a little slow, but it really picks up right away and then just never drops. It never lets you go. I know a lot of people say the end arc is too long, But I really like the end arc.
I like the Chimera Ant arc.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the difference between something like the Chimera Ant arc and some arcs, like when I think of arcs that dragged, I think of like Naruto arcs, which is like the fourth Ninja War arc, where I'm like, this was cool, and then it kind of like went on a bit too long. Arrancar arc as well in Bleach. The Chimera Ant arc, I feel like there were so many like it was very long, but there were so many insane developments and insane ideas presented in this one single arc that I feel it justifies just how fucking long it is.
Yeah. And I love Nen. Nen is a system I really fuck with. I think it's like my favorite battle system in any show.
Most definitely.
I feel like nothing feels, I like that it's not this guy's more powerful. This guy's Nen ability is just so good against all of these things, but he can get fucked up by this other guy if he's around.
Yeah, even the most like powerful characters have certain weaknesses, which the characters just need to figure out.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll tell you one of my favorite guys in Hunter x Hunter and why like I feel like Nen, that was when Nen as a power system was like really fucking sold to me. And it was actually in the Chimera Ant arc, but it was like the smoke guy. Do you remember the smoke guy? The guy with the pipe?
Yeah.
He has like 3 or 4 fights, right? And he wins them all. And I was like, surely there's a fight that someone is like going to top him because he goes up against different abilities. And I've just found it so fucking cool that he was like,
His ability is that he could make like areas out of smoke, right? Am I crazy? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he can kind of create like arenas or like enclosed spaces in smoke or something.
One of them was like water, right?
Yeah.
No. He went up against someone who could create a water arena.
Right, yeah.
And his ability was so versatile that he could basically find a way to get around whatever other ability that the other guy
That's
had.
the problem with remembering Hunter x Hunter characters. There's fucking so many of them.
Just
I think I remember that guy.
But it showed that with experience,
bring it up. Type in smoke guy, Hunter x Hunter.
Smoke guy, Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
It showed that with experience, you could figure out how to beat another guy.
Yeah, I remember this guy.
Yeah.
He was sick.
Yeah,
I love this guy.
And I just love that it showed him in 3 or 4 completely different fights, and he was able to, with logic, deduce how to defeat the other person with the power system of Nen. And I thought that was like so fucking cool and so fucking insane.
It was also it was really refreshing to see a show that said, hey, my world is cool enough. I don't need to have you be attached to every single character and follow one point of view. I'm willing to show you a bunch of this world and get you hooked on the world instead of the characters.
Yeah.
But then you get hooked on the characters as well. And then suddenly you have like 50 characters that you really fucking enjoy watching. And whenever any of them are on screen, you're like, oh, fuck yeah.
I think that's the most brilliant thing about Hunter x Hunter storytelling and how Togashi goes about the world building thing is that like it really does feel like even if there are certain elements of the arc or like even entire arcs where like you never see the character, it feels like at the back of your mind, you still remember them and you're like, oh, I wonder how he's doing. Or I wonder how she's doing. And, you want to know. And I think that's what makes it so hype when that character finally appears and you're like, oh, shit, he was here this whole time. That's sick,
I mean, even its weakest arcs, I think, are better than most shonen arcs in general.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just such a good show, and I'm the only thing that holds it back is that it's never going to be finished.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's.
I mean, it's
a
making
big
progress.
portion of it is finished.
He's making progress.
We'll see Morel sometime in the Dark
But
Continent.
the problem is that the manga is introducing this thing that says, by the way, this show is like 50 times bigger than you think.
You've been on a tiny island this whole time.
I'm reading it now, and the boat to there is so long. There's a whole arc on the boat to the new place, and it's fucking long.
Yeah.
This is never getting finished.
Yeah.
Unless he has some kind of gigabrain turn backsies U-turn on the whole.
I'm going to be completely honest. Remember what I talked about earlier? I think I've mentally checked out of Hunter x Hunter.
No. Well, okay.
This is why I'm scared. This is why I didn't want to start the manga for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to get to the point where I'm waiting and look, I totally get it. Togashi needs to take care of himself, obviously.
Yeah.
He has his own issues.
And
it's fine.
I'll tell you these, because I do like the idea of like the Dark Continent. That seems really cool. But the exact
It's
moment.
too ambitious.
Yeah, it's too ambitious, which is the thing. The exact moment was in the manga, there is a climactic fight between 2 characters that have been built up. And then I read that and I was just like, I think that's it. I think I'm satisfied. I've seen enough now.
Yeah.
I've seen basically
I
everything.
think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this fight has happened. Everything with the Dark Continent sounds cool, but mentally, I don't even know where this is going to go or when it's going to get to a point that I'm going to get like pulled back in.
Like,
again.
is this a Togashiism? Because I felt the exact same way with Yu Yu Hakusho as well.
Which one was it with you?
After the Toguro brother fight.
No.
Yeah, because
what? No.
I don't know what he's saying, but no.
I obviously read it till the end, but like I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast episode, but like I just don't really I feel Yu Yu Hakusho kind of fizzled out, and that was just something I didn't like.
Yo, Chapter Black was like the best arc of Yu Yu Hakusho.
No.
Chapter Black is the best arc of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Not.
It was. It had so many insane ideas and one of the best villains in Shonen.
It had so many insane ideas, and then Togashi just got bored of Yu Yu Hakusho and was like, I'm gonna write Hunter x Hunter instead.
Yeah, he does cook too hard sometimes.
Yeah, he had so many potentially cool ideas, and he delivered on some of them, and then it was just like, I'm done.
This current arc that Hunter x Hunter's in the manga actually kind of pissed me off because I was like, what the fuck? Why are we spending so much time on this?
Yeah.
On the boat over there. This feels ridiculous. It's so long.
I feel like I'm in Berserker again.
Yeah. I'm like, Berserk fans are like, first time.
But that's long because he just didn't release any. This one is long because it's fucking long.
Yeah.
It's so long.
And he's not releasing any.
It's like, I don't know.
But what do you think? Hunter x Hunter deserve to be top 10?
Honestly,
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think
I think we can all agree.
Hunter x Hunter, when it's at its peak, I think is unrivaled.
Yeah.
Shonen. I think
Sure.
it has absolute faith in its world and it knows it.
I'm so glad I
fucking
can
good.
finally be involved in this Hunter x Hunter conversation.
It's not a hot take to say Hunter x Hunter has the best power system in Shonen, in my opinion, but I do feel that what sets it a league beyond was when Nen was introduced and when that concept was introduced, and it made every fight so compelling, and it made everything so much cooler as well.
And it made you care enough to know and want to go into the details, which Togashi does a lot of.
It's a power system which I think was genius because no matter how powerful a character is, it always felt like there was a counter to it. And we have stands in JoJo, but stands in JoJo conceptually, it got to a point where you couldn't really fucking comprehend what the fuck was going on, you know?
Yeah, it was Araki just like pulling a band name out of a hat, and he was just like, I'll give this guy shrinking abilities.
Yeah. To me, Hunter x Hunter, its power system still conceptually makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas with JoJo, there are some powers where I'm just
That's why I like JoJo.
It's just sick as fuck. That's all.
It's sick. It's sick
Doesn't
in a
have to make
different
sense.
way.
It's just sick.
Sometimes you just need a fucking physics degree to get on to like understand what the fuck's going on, but it's still
fine.
cool. Hunter x Hunter still makes sense.
I think Hunter x Hunter easily is in my top 5 anime of all time.
Yeah.
I think it's just such a good shonen. If you like shonen and you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor and do it because it's the GOAT.
Yeah.
right.
Kaguya-sama
at
Ultra
11.
Romantic, which is
that
the third season of
Kaguya-sama?
Kaguya-sama. Yes.
So that's the ending, essentially, their rating.
No.
What?
It's still going.
It's still going.
It's still going.
What?
But there was a big...
I thought it was ended.
No, it hasn't ended.
What the fuck? Okay.
The manga is ending, right?
The manga's ending,
Yeah.
the manga's ending. But this was a season where a big climactic moment happened in the anime.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Would you put it at 11 on your list if you had a list? Would it be close to it? A bit lower, a bit higher?
I
think it's an incredibly solid modern romance show for sure, because I feel like a lot of problem with like modern romance, especially ones after like 2010, I just feel they kind of like got into a formula that was just kind of overdone. And even if it was a fresh formula or an interesting formula, they didn't really like deliver on it to make it worth sitting around for.
Yeah.
I personally call that the Horimiya effect, where like it's like Horimiya, it started off with this like really like unique at the time concept when it came out that was like, oh, okay, this is like kind of a straightforward yet like easy to understand concept. I can follow along with it.
you're not about to come out with a hot take.
And then it just kept fucking dragging on and on and on, and there was nothing that happened.
Okay.
Hot take.
Okay, that is not
Apparently it's a hot take.
That is not Kaguya-sama though.
That's not no, I'm not saying that's Kaguya-sama.
I thought you were about to say, yo,
Let me make this
Kaguya-sama.
clear. This is why Kaguya-sama was good, because
No,
it
it
didn't
didn't
do that.
Okay,
It actually
okay.
kept you interested because it added so many fresh things throughout the story that is also very easy to understand.
I have a question. Why do we generally tend to hold in higher regard action adventure shows as opposed to romance? Because I imagine on this list, it's very heavily stacked towards adventure or action shows.
Because we have monkey brain.
And we think that that's better.
And
we want to just see big man punch other big man.
Big man punch. But like there are a lot of romance shows. I mean, I see literally Fruits Basket, which you know,
none of these are in the top 10.
Yeah, that's true. Kaguya-sama, I am very, very glad that it exists because I feel like Kaguya-sama is one of those few romances that got a modicum of popularity where a lot of romance anime, they don't even enter like the echelon of like popular anime consensus. And I feel like Kaguya-sama entered that. Yeah. Is it my favorite romance of all time? Probably not.
Yeah.
Would it be in the top 25?
Of best romances?
Hell. No, of anime for you.
Of
top
anime?
50?
I mean, this is going into like personal.
Yeah.
I think I've just grown out of high school romances. Out of everything, I think Kaguya-sama is definitely my favorite high school romance. I'm more of an adult romance kind of guy right now.
Yeah, I want adult romance more.
Yeah.
Why is it always gonna be
Well, I
kids?
did appreciate one thing I did appreciate about this season of Kaguya-sama especially is that the way that they decided to go about the romance was definitely done in a more sensible and mature way where like even mature watchers of the show could appreciate it. Whereas I feel like a big like thing with a lot of high school romances is that it's very difficult for, I guess, older audiences to like really get themselves into because either the way that the romance is done and is represented is very like synonymous with like that age group, or it's just something that they can't really appeal to anymore because they are now older.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel Kaguya-sama kind of straddled the line between those two fan bases in a pretty tasteful way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this.
Let me say it like this: if Kaguya-sama came out when I started watching anime, this would be my favorite romance of all time. Like that's like straight up. This like I know why people love this, and watching the biggest thing that surprised me going into like the second and third season was so it starts off and kind of like the hook is that it's a romance, but it's kind of like a Death Note kind of romance, right? And that's like hee funny Death Note mind games in a romance, and you know that hooks you in. And then season 2 and season 3 has some amazing fucking character writing, and it gives depth to these characters where I wasn't watching this to see this much depth and this many developments happen with each of the characters, and that just kind of like surprised you out of nowhere. And then that's why people really, really like Kaguya-sama. The only nerf for me is that I am now 33 and I'm still watching high school romances. And they just do not hit the same as they used to do.
That's
and that is not a slight on Kaguya-sama. That is just...
That is a war against the entire genre.
That is just a me thing. That is just a me thing.
That's fair.
So personally, would I put it in my top 15? No, but as...
It's understandable.
Yeah, but like I said, if I was 18 years old, 16 years old, I can't remember how long... When did I start watching anime? Fucking 15, 16 years old. This would definitely be up there.
Yeah. Speaking of the most my anime list show ever.
Legendary show.
This is
Galactic Heroes.
This is the yes, I do watch anime.
I'm not just an anime fan. I'm an anime fan.
It's an OVA, so it never aired on TV.
Yeah.
No.
Oh wow! It was being released in DVDs and kept alive by
it's
fans.
look at the airing. It started in January 1988 and finished in March 1997.
Is it fully completed?
Yeah, it's fully completed.
Okay.
I have not finished watching Legends of the Galactic Heroes.
I'm gonna say the most fucking my anime list anime man thing ever. I fucking love this show.
Thank God.
What, did you think I was gonna shit on it?
You're like, I'm going to say the most anime man thing ever.
No.
I just had that fucking Robert Downey Jr. like, oh my God. Thank you. Joey's not going to say a hot take.
No, this is an incredibly well-written show.
Is there a new version of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I voiced in a dub.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure I voiced one in one of the
How do you not remember?
Yeah.
Dude, it was so fast. They were just like, can you just be some guy who just says something in a bar? So I had like 4 lines in a bar. But I think
that's
I'm in
fucking dope to say you've been in Legend of the Galactic
I think
Heroes.
I'm in Legends. I don't know which. I have no idea. Maybe someone can tell me if I am. I'm definitely in one of the dubs though.
But Legend of the Galactic, but Legend of the Galactic Heroes is by far one of the best space operas ever written. I think just
Does it hold up today?
Oh,
Yeah.
incredibly
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
It is.
Should I watch it? Should
You,
I?
okay, here's maybe a hot take from me. I think you should just watch the remake.
Is it good?
It's very good.
I haven't seen the remake.
It's incredible.
Is it completely finished?
No.
Oh.
That's the big problem. It's actually funny. I watched Legends of Galactic Heroes. I got about, I think, like halfway through or something. Stopped watching it because I was like, I get to watch the remake. Caught up to the remakes, and it's actually about the same point in the remakes, which is where I stopped the original. So I don't have any opinions on like the second half of Legends of the Galactic Heroes, but it's just incredible writing. I don't know what to say.
But can you say confidently that it deserves the 12th spot if you haven't finished it?
It deserves to be higher.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I would put this in my top 10.
Damn, it's that
Yeah.
good?
It's like
This
it
just
is.
feels like the Citizen Kane of anime.
It kind of is.
It is, but like
Everyone,
I think
everyone says it's good. No one can say a bad thing about it.
I think the one thing I really respect about Legend of the Galactic Heroes is that it's a show that's really not afraid to take its time, but in a way where because there's a lot of characters in this show, obviously, as well, because it's such a long show, but like at the end of the show, you feel like you know every single detail about every single character. And again, like I can't believe I'm going to do this, but in the same way as Gintama,
Bro, you are literally a My Anime lister, bro.
in the same way as Gintama, in the sense of it feels like the most natural progression of how things can go.
Yeah,
And characters just make sense.
You like have to have this on your if you're a big user of My Anime List. This is probably like a skill check on your profile. It's like, oh yeah, no, I know what I'm talking. Look, I got it.
Are you a level 1 anime fan or a level 100 anime
Also,
fan?
like Gintama in the same way, I imagine now, actually, because you said it referenced a lot of Shonen Jump humor. Perhaps it's more of a like, look, I'm an anime fan.
Oh, Gintama is
I know.
absolutely an anime show for anime fans.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
I feel like the real appeal of like Legends of the Galactic Heroes, it might not be something as like, because it doesn't have like a lot of action.
Yeah.
It's something that is very political, very deep, very dense. But like, it's a very, it's not something you could just casually watch.
Right,
you
right, of
need to
course.
be paying.
You need to be
100%.
invested in this.
Yeah, you need to be invested in it. But
No subway surface on the side.
no subway service on the side. The thing that's incredible to me about Legends of the Galactic Heroes is that when I watch it, it almost doesn't feel like I'm watching a fictional story.
Feels real.
It almost feels like I am watching a history documentary, because that's what it feels like, right?
That's cool.
It feels like
That's all you had to say. I'll watch it now. Documentary. I'll watch it. When you say that, when you start that.
exactly. It almost feels like you're watching history unfold of a certain timeline where something happens, and then this knock-on effect on its world makes total fucking sense, and you see different storylines of different leaders, different dictators, different people within the history of this world.
Yeah.
Things, the best way I can say is things happen and people make decisions, and this affects everything that happens in the timeline of this world, kind of like history does. When you read about, hey, this guy called Genghis Khan just appeared, and then he decided to do this, and then this had a knock-on effect. It kind of feels like that kind of like real life lore.
It's in a lot of ways similar to Dune, where like the universe, the universe surrounding the story is so succinct and so
cool.
well
I fuck
thought
with
out.
Dune, so-
Yeah, it's so well thought out that when one thing, as Gant said, it's like a chain reaction. When one event happens in the story and these characters react, it makes so much sense to the viewer.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, of course they would react this way.
One of my favorite scenes last thing I'll say, one of my favorite scenes in anime is in Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where it's just these two characters have just been built up for like seasons upon seasons, and then they finally get to meet.
I know
And
exactly
then
which scene you're talking
they
about.
sit down for a cup of tea, and
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And they just debate philosophy. And I'm just
sick.
like, this is sick. This is sick.
That's why it's the goal.
All right.
That's like in Fate. You like that scene in Fate too?
Oh, when
Yeah,
they're walking around in circles talking.
When they're all sitting down drinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
but
that
this is like, imagine that scene, but when you've had like 50 episodes worth of build up.
All right,
It's
so we
fantastic.
get higher is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
It deserves it.
This episode is sponsored by Shopify. For those of you who don't know, I run a drip company, nonsense.jp. And when I decided to start a clothing brand, I obviously needed a place to sell my clothes. I scoured the internet, finding for the best website to use, and I came came across today's sponsor, Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders? Oh my god stage. Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits or creating amazing drip like we are right now, Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. I have been using Shopify now through my clothing brand for the past 1.5 years, almost 2 years now, and I haven't had a single problem with it. The way to operate it is smooth. All of the data is presented beautifully and cleanly so that it's easy to understand for someone that's dumb like me, and the amount of customization you can do as well is just absolutely fluid and amazing as well. So sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/trash, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/trash now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/trash. Links in the description. Back to the episode.
I feel like the top rated shows pretty safe, you know. We've been pretty safe so far. And, you know, for the most part, with top rated, normally a bunch of users have the mostly correct opinion, right?
Yeah. So now we're going to judge if a show deserves its popularity.
That's right.
Yeah,
We're going to go to the popularity list.
Because there's a difference between top rated and most popular, right?
Yeah, so this list is compiled based on how many users of my anime list have added these series onto their favorite anime list.
Yeah.
Not based off of like a star rating or anything like that. This is how many individual people have rated this show as, like, I guess to them, a 10 out of 10.
I just realized half of these shows are in Fortnite.
This is probably where Epic Games is getting their list from. They're just like, all right, what's the next one we need to add?
Like literally half of these are. Is One Punch Man in Fortnite? Is it not?
I don't think it is. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Okay.
It's not.
Attack on Titan. We got My Hero Academia. Scroll down.
Sword Art.
Naruto is there.
Demon
Slayer.
Slayer.
Demon Slayer? No, I don't think so yet.
Not yet.
Demon Slayer. Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul? It's number 9?
Tokyo Ghoul
Is number 9?
All right, well, let's go for number 1.
Let's go back to number 1. Number 1 is Attack on Titan.
We've already talked about this, so let's
First
skip
season,
this
it
one.
It's the most popular by 40,000. So not a lot, but Death Note and Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think I've always said this. I think Death Note is the perfect like first anime for you to get into anime and be introduced. I think Attack on Titan also, rightfully so. Yeah. I think those two are the two shows that I would be like, you want to watch anime? Watch these.
Attack on Titan is a perfect starter for action-oriented shows, and Death Note is the perfect non-action-oriented show.
Yeah.
I think you can see both sides of what anime has to offer just from these two
shows. The only problem I have with recommending Attack on Titan as a first anime is that no other anime is like Attack on Titan. So if you're like, dude, can I get more of this? Like, no, there is no more of this. There's nothing else like this.
I mean, wouldn't you say the same thing about Death Note though? Yeah.
Death Note kind of, yeah. But there are thrillers, but not to the same.
There's a lot of anime like Death Note.
Like not as good as Death Note.
Think about like shit like Kaiji or like any mind game kind of show.
That's like problem with shows like Liar Game or Kaiji is that like or like One Ounce is that like it's not like appealing visually as Death Note, you know, like Death Note is a really pretty show.
It's very a lot of cool.
Code Geass,
Code Geass again. You know, I've seen some people complaining about their fucking triangular face chin.
I'm actually shocked that Code Geass isn't higher. Yeah, I thought in my head that it was like top 5 in popularity.
Okay, is there anything that sticks out here that doesn't deserve to be in the
number 5,
5 and 6, 5 and 6,
5 and 6?
But like, it's hard to explain to an anime fan who gets into anime in the past 5 years just how much of a chokehold Sword Art Online had at peak. When Sword Art Online came out, it was like the only show.
Oh yeah,
it was the only thing anyone fucking spoke about. And it dominated online culture.
Well,
in terms of
that's
anime.
because there just wasn't as
I mean,
much
gamers.
anime out
There's no
there.
shows about the real ones. The
Yeah.
gamers out there.
I think people...
Hey man, don't discredit my boy Dot Hack like that, all right?
Okay.
Dot Hack doesn't
Bro.
count.
Dot Hack did it
Get
first.
the fuck out.
Dot Hack did it first.
Look,
but Dot-
Joey,
if you like Dot
if I
Hack,
wanted
you're
to watch
in too
a
deep.
camping anime, I'd watch Eurocamp, okay? Because that's what Dot Hack was. It's not a gamer anime, it's a camping
It
anime,
wasn't for the
Joey.
male fantasy, Joey. And Sword Art Online is for the male fantasy.
Right.
You want to log into
There
World
wasn't
of
enough
Warcraft.
waifus in Dot
You want
Hack.
to be the god gamer. It's Sword Art Online.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
show was so fucking popular. Not so much now, thank God. But it was ridiculous how popular this show.
Joe, I gotta ask.
It would be in Fortnite if it came out today.
Joe, I gotta ask Joe.
Yeah.
All right, personal question.
Yeah.
Did you watch Sword Art Online before it got popular?
Yeah.
And you had formed your opinion about it?
Yeah.
As
No,
yeah.
no.
Not based on any.
It's okay. It's okay to say you didn't like it.
No. I remember, dude. This is a really.
okay to say you
okay,
liked
it's okay.
it.
No,
Yeah,
this is a really well-known meme in my community
Yeah.
that when I was writing anime reviews on my website before I even started making videos, I gave the first season of Sword Art Online a 9 out of 10.
Did you actually?
Yeah. This is something that I have owned up to many times.
Alright.
Right? It wasn't until
Oh my god, the biggest plot twist.
Yeah, it wasn't until the second season came out, right? Alfheim Online, or I guess the second half of the first season came out,
Yeah.
that I started to see issues, and then it made me rewatch from the beginning to be like, was I just being swallowed up by the hype of the show? And then I started to pinpoint all the problems, and I'm like, I think I was just blinded by the hype of this show.
I've never seen a show fumble season 2 so much.
Oh my god, yeah. Alfheim was the biggest fumble. And
But would you
it
say-
fumbled so hard that it made me question if the first half of the season were good or not.
I distinctly remember watching Sword Art Online season 1, and I thought, holy shit, it's a show for me. It's a show that gets me and my innate desires.
Okay, I will give Sword Art Online credit in saying that I think the first 2 episodes of Sword Art Online.
Oh, come on.
No, legit.
Season 1 was good.
No, legit. I think the first 2 episodes of Sword Art Online, I think, had a lot of potential to go in a direction that would have been a lot more interesting.
I fucking loved season 1. I had a great time with
Yeah.
it.
I still think. Yes, go.
But yeah, season 2 was such fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
Season so good.
I don't know why everyone likes Sword Art Online until they didn't, and I just
Do you know the moment I checked out?
when.
It's when they started making a family. I was like, what the fuck is
Okay,
this?
okay,
moment
yeah,
I-
yeah,
What the fuck
yeah,
is
yeah,
this?
The
okay,
moment I
okay.
checked out was when Yui, that fucking small
Yeah, I
girl,
remember
was
that.
introduced.
Yeah, the small
That
girl.
was the point where I was like, you've gone in the wrong direction.
I was like,
Yeah.
if I'm playing this game, if I'm in this game, I'm
Yeah.
selling that thing for XP, or
Yeah.
I'm finding a way to make use of this kid. I'm not fucking raising it. What the fuck?
Yeah. That was the moment where like all logic was thrown out the window and it just took the story in a direction. Like, because the concept of Sword Art Online could have gone in like a really dark and brooding direction where like you could actually feel the stakes of like these characters that were put in place, right? But
Yeah.
it took itself in a direction where it didn't really highlight that like doom and gloom that the world was built around, and instead focused on like, so how the fuck can I rizz up Asuna? Like no one gives a fuck. Like, you completely forgot about the whole point of the story that you
Well,
placed your characters in and put in some bullshit romance story behind it, and it just ruined everything by
It's
the
also
end of it.
because he wrote Asuka as very boring generally, and then gave up on Asuka and was like, let's just introduce new girls. Fuck it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, right? Because I look back to Sword Art Online season 1, and I generally think that there were some really cool ideas in season 1. I think
I think
a lot of we
Again, first couple of episodes introduced so many cool ideas that could have been used in so many interesting ways in the story. And then Kawahara was just like, yeah, but I really want Asuna and Kirito to fuck. Like, that's all he cared about.
Well, I think
And that's what all the viewers cared about, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, the boss battles in Sword Art Online is still fucking hype. Yes, it's fucking
Yeah.
power fantasy, but I remember seeing Kirito get the fucking second sword out.
Yeah.
Didn't really think too much about how fair this was as a game mechanic that the one person...
Also, how much it didn't make sense.
Yeah. I at the point...
if it was a real game, it'd be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Everyone would be like, what a fucking dumb mechanic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that guy gets 2 swords because he has quick reaction times? Fuck that guy.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. That just makes Faker even more fucking OP. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Is that like you know, and when I initially went back to rewatch it and I started to like actually dissect the show for what it was, and
Yeah.
I realized this could have gone in a direction that I would have really thoroughly enjoyed. And, you know, subsequent shows after Sword Art Online came out actually did go in directions that were interesting and actually utilize the story in the way that it was intended to be, like Log Horizon, for example. Whereas Sword Art Online, I feel the biggest sin that Sword Art Online committed was that it just fumbled a really interesting idea.
I think Log Horizon fumbled it too.
You think?
I feel like it just couldn't figure out what it wanted to do.
I think it was in a better trajectory than Sword
It was though.
was.
I did peak Log Horizon. I enjoyed more than peak Sword Art Online
Yeah,
for me.
totally.
But I felt like Log Horizon also kind of was like.
Log Horizon did drag on.
What do I want this to be now? I don't know. But Sword Art Online, it was insane when it came out, and I'm not surprised that it's number 5.
Yeah.
However,
I mean, it's such an easy show to recommend.
I'm still going to defend Alicization though. I'm still going to defend.
That's fair.
I think the longer time passes, the more we'll see Sword Art Online slowly drop
I think
down
so.
because people aren't really. I don't think as many people are watching it anymore.
No. There's people like me.
Yeah, the Isekai trash people will watch it, but that's
And I
about
feel
it.
like it's going to become an old internet meme in like 20 years. Like, oh, Sword Art Online is so bad. One Punch Man being number 4, though, I do agree with that. I think it fucking
Season 1, yeah.
Season 1 was such I came out of fucking nowhere and just
Yeah.
kind of like it was one of those shows where I could easily again recommend it to anyone and be like, just check it out. It's fun.
I'm going to be that guy.
You don't think it's that good?
I'm going to be that guy. Mob Psycho deserves this spot. Mob deserves this spot.
I think when we're talking about popularity, right, we have to think if you're an anime fan who's got 5 anime to watch, and then you're clocking out of anime, you're done. You've done your.
We're not arguing if we understand the popularity, because I understand the popularity.
Yeah.
Does it deserve this much popularity? Is
Oh,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
yeah, I mean, Mob definitely deserves it, but Mob is also a show that you watch after you've already watched like 20 anime.
I will argue this point
I
once.
think so.
I will argue this point once I figure out what placement Mob is in this list.
Can we go down?
Because if Mob is
where's Mob? Where's Mob?
Because if Mob, where is Mob?
Is Mob even there? Is Mob even there?
There it is.
There it is.
32.
Mob
32.
Psycho
100.
Okay, that deserves to be way
Yeah.
There's
higher.
2 million favorites.
It's
Wait.
below 7 Deadly Sins.
It's below Akame ga Kill.
There is no God in this world.
Okay, but wait. Give it like a year. I think it'll be out.
Oh my God, why is Noragami so high?
It's only a few behind. Well, because
saw that.
Noragami, I think you.
That hurts me so much. That
What is Boku Dake got?
that's erased.
Erased.
Why is erased?
Just call it fucking erase.
Why is
Why do you do
erased?
this?
Oh my God, that's
Okay. All right.
Never seen Joey this much.
Okay,
in bed.
let's scroll up. Let's go back to where we were.
Yeah, let's go back to where we were,
Let's
please.
go
Okay.
down. Let's not spend too much time on these because these are classics. Naruto,
Yeah.
whatever. Demon Slayer,
Demon
okay.
Slayer, sure.
Just
Tokyo
Tokyo
Ghoul.
Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul at number
That's
9.
kinda-
Yo,
Above
this-
Hunter Hunter?
This is like fucking the manga readers are carrying this because
Ain't
ain't
no
no way the
Ain't
anime is
no
this
way.
good.
How much? Serious question now. How much do you think the opening song has contributed to the success of Tokyo Ghoul?
Like 70%.
I think it's the only show where the opening has done so much fucking heavy lifting for a show.
Absolutely.
It is the intro is memed more than anything else, but they also have the classic manga.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But like
But no,
the
that's the
memes
manga.
are carrying this show.
Yeah.
the intro has done so much fucking heavy lifting for this. I'm sure there are many people who listen to the opening and are like, oh, what's this from? Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I think Tokyo Ghoul as a concept, again, insane concept, fumbled the bag massively.
Yeah.
Anime did. Anime did.
Anime
Oh, really?
did.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
read the manga, but the fucking anime fucking fumbled it so
Yeah.
hard. Root A, what the fuck was that shit? Also,
God. Yeah.
also, we should be banned from ever naming a show Root something. We should, the semicolons were pushing it for me. Root A? What the fuck?
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
Whatever happened to 2? Was
Yeah.
2 not good enough for some people?
I agree.
Wasn't
Take
edgy enough.
Yeah, take that Gintama fans. I don't know how the fuck you guys name your season.
Fucking dumbass.
Hey, I never said I agreed to it.
Gintama's like Gintama cursive.
Gintama apostrophe, Gintama circle.
Yeah, I think I've never been as annoyed as when I saw
Yeah,
the Root
okay,
A,
to be
and I was
fair,
like,
as a
"What the fuck
Gintama
is
fan,
this?"
that shit is annoying as fuck.
Yeah, give me Attack on Titan season 3 part 1
Okay,
episode 5.
I'll agree on that. That's better. I'll agree. I genuinely prefer that. At least I have some indication of what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a Root A?
No, my least favorite is when there's like, it's slightly different. Like, working season 1 has 1 exclamation mark, and then season 2 has 2 exclamation marks. It's like, fuck
I
off.
think we should bring back Roman numerals for everything.
Yeah,
Roman
just,
numerals?
just keep it easy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Hunter we
number
talked
10,
about.
deserved.
Yeah. Your name? Yes. I fucking love your name. Yeah. Get the fuck out, guys. Get the fuck out. Your name. I goddamn love your name.
Wait, My Hero Academia is number 6, right?
Yeah.
Second season.
That's crazy.
Yeah, My Hero Academia season 1 is 6, and season 2 is, what was it, 16?
But that
14.
show not only dominated Japan, it absolutely dominated
The world.
online and like the entire world for 2016.
Yeah,
17.
absolutely.
It just ran it. I think it ran the online.
I'm surprised that. Can we go up to the rating? I'm surprised it's rated that low. The low
7.88.
7.88. Because this was before everyone kind of like fell out of love with My Hero Academia, and considering that Demon Slayer is 8.49 as well.
Yeah.
For the season ones.
That is crazy to think.
Yeah.
It's more popular than Demon Slayer.
Well, on my anime list,
Yeah, on my
definitely
anime
not. Like this is.
I mean, the rating also speaks a little bit there.
Yeah, my anime list is, I think, a good indicator of the Western anime community.
Yeah, and also doesn't factor in current popularity very well.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if you ask Japanese people, Kimetsu no Yaiba is 10 out of 10.
Actually, you know what? I am shocked. One Piece isn't in the top 10.
I'm not surprised by that. Just
It's crazy to me to think that more people have watched Tokyo Ghoul, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto.
I'm not surprised by that just purely because of the sheer length of One Piece.
But Hunter x Hunter's long too. I'm surprised people have watched more of Hunter x Hunter than
Yeah, I'm
One
not
Piece.
surprised either, because a lot of people get confused when I say, hey, One Piece wasn't that out of the big three, it wasn't that popular. And I remember like modern anime fans called me up being like, what the fuck are you talking about? One Piece is like right now, it is one of the most popular
I saw
anime.
that because someone called you out for it, and then all the comments were like, no, he's right.
Yeah.
Let my boy cook.
Like there was a time when people were clowning on One Piece
Well, that's
fans.
why I never got into it.
And it was not because One Piece fans were insufferable at the times. It's because no one was watching One Piece
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, the reason why I never even got into One Piece, I just knew it always existed, is because
Yeah.
no one spoke about it when I was getting into anime, which was like
Yeah.
2013 to like 2000. Like
It was a quiet favorite for a lot of people during that
Yeah,
period.
because the 4Kids dub just ruined so much of One Piece's
God,
image.
yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite anime opening.
Let's scroll down.
Yeah.
All right, so we got
Steins
Steins
Gate.
Gate.
Wow, it's got to be a legacy. I imagine this was a lot higher 5 years ago, and it slowly keeps
I
going
think so,
down
yeah.
as more shows keep
Yeah.
popping up.
All shonens,
Naruto
Jujutsu
Shippuden,
Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. No Game, No Life at 17.
Genuinely, I think Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna get.
It's
into the
gonna
top
get
five.
higher.
It's gonna
It's
get in the
gonna
top
get higher.
5. I think I can't see it with what's just happened with the current season.
Yeah.
I can't see this not going in the top
Yeah,
5.
it's gonna get higher for sure.
It's I think
Wait,
Oh, there's One Piece.
is
19.
there a Wayback Machine of this page? I'd love to see one from like a year ago and see where Jujutsu Kaisen, like how much it's grown in 1 year. If you just go back to Wayback Machine and type in the copy paste the link. If you go, just copy paste the link from that page and put it in, and then there should be a ton of screenshots from dates.
yeah.
I'd love to see how much it's even gone up in like 3 months. So you can go to like just go to
2022.
go to the end of 2022. So just
I
scroll,
still think it was always pretty popular by
just click that.
2022.
and then click the
Snapshot.
highlighted, that one. I wonder how big this image is though. Sometimes it takes a while to load.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it was always pretty damn popular. Jujutsu Kaisen actually got popular
Yeah.
pretty fast compared to some other shonens.
Wow, this list hasn't changed much.
Yeah, it hasn't
changed.
changed much.
But
So go to 16. Oh,
Yeah, it's not there.
it's not there.
Okay, wait, where
no
is it?
Game
I
of
keep
Life was
scrolling
there.
down. Oh, it's 20.
It's 20.
Okay, so it hasn't changed that
But
much.
wait,
Yeah.
how much? That means it's gone up.
It's gone up
fair amount.
5 places.
Oh, sorry, 4
It's
places.
4 places, sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's going to keep going up though.
I think so.
Yeah, it's going to keep going up. I feel like
This time next year, it's going to be very close to the top 10, if not in the top 10.
this latest season of Jujutsu Kaisen, season 2, has completely blown its popularity out of the window.
And it's in Fortnite.
That's the most important. That's how we gauge the popularity of a show nowadays.
No Game, No Life.
No Game, No Life in 17 is fucking insane to me.
Why?
It's
Why?
Yeah.
what do you mean? Why is it so up there,
Yeah.
bro? It's another show for gamers.
Yeah.
What do you,
Also-
gamers are the most underrepresented group of all time.
Also, I think this show just visually was so appealing to so many people because it is still to this day one of the most like unique in terms of like visuals from popular shows.
Yeah,
where it's like, whoa,
I
this looks insane.
I remember watching this when it was airing, and it was like the only show that anyone cared about at the time. I remember
There wasn't much though.
There really wasn't. No, it was a really slow year.
I mean, it's.
Are you sure you want to say that?
I was saying, it was a shit year for anime 2014.
It doesn't deserve to be that high up there. 17th most popular anime of all time.
That's wild.
Above season 3.
And I say this as the isekai guy. It was a fun show. Yeah, and that was it. You know,
Genuinely a mystery how it never got a season 2. Given its
people
popularity.
still ask for it today.
It's crazy. It was so popular.
And they were like, what if we give you a prequel in a movie form that you never asked for? And people were like, thanks.
Japan is, but I will also admit recently, Japan's gotten a lot better lately at when a show is popular, they will just make a season 2.
Yeah.
But I feel like back then they were like, nah, we're good.
What confuses me is that anime is going through a phase right now where they're just digging up any show that had any modicum of popularity.
Oh, because they're trying to make more anime, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not digging up No Game No Life. What the fuck? There's a Part-Timer has a second season.
Yeah.
Like how?
Dude, Spice and Wolf has a new
Spice
season.
and Wolf has a remake. What's going on with No Game No Life?
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
And then we also got One Piece 19. That's only going to keep going up as it has been going up.
Silent Voice,
Why?
number 20.
I hate my anime list. I hate that you do this. Why? Just put silent voice. We're in English. Why? I don't understand.
In Japan, it's called Koe no Katachi.
And then we got Code
so
Geass
much.
season 1.
Okay. Do you think Code Geass still deserves the popularity
Yeah.
that it got?
Yeah.
Or that it had?
I'm honestly kind of shocked that it's not higher. It must have fallen recently. As less people probably get into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty old right now.
Yeah, go to the where is it at on this list? Yeah, you do. It was
it went up.
19.
Yeah.
No, it went down.
Did it?
Yeah, it went down.
Go back up. Yeah, it's 21.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's an old anime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think. Would I? How much is this nostalgia talking?
Oh,
for
I
me?
have an unbridled amount of nostalgia for this show.
Yeah.
This show just makes me feel happy when I see it. Just such a good time. It was like peak like Xbox era too, and I'm like, when I watched it.
I would say if I had to say anything, I think the only thing that has not aged well with Code Geass is potentially the visuals and like the character designs. It is very mid 2000s looking.
I love it. I love the.
Well, that's the thing though. It's very divisive on like I've heard some people say like the visuals for Code Geass are amazing. I've heard a lot of people say they don't like the visuals for Code Geass. But in terms of like how the story was written and, you know, all of the great things that made Code Geass such a great story, I think it still holds up.
It was the first time I had to start like checking my doors were shut before I watched it.
Yeah.
Because there would just be random shots of like
Also the blatant...
that was season 2. Season 2 just got randomly way more horny than season 1.
I remember being like, hold on, why am I...
Also, I will say the blatant Pizza Hut ads in the middle of each episode were a bit weird, even back then.
All right. I got to say this, okay? I'm not sure Code Geass is as good as we remember it, all right?
Yeah, 100%.
I have rewatched it, right? And, you know,
rewatched it too.
we all remember that season 2, fucking mess, right? Season 1, though, perfect show in my mind. Almost perfect show.
There's that one episode with the cat.
I was gonna. Okay. There's one episode with cat. Do we remember the cat episode?
I remember the cat
Do
episode,
we remember the whole Mao arc?
Yeah, that was weird
Mao
too.
I don't remember that.
You wiped it from your memory.
I might have wiped it from my memory.
Do you remember when this other random guy with a Geass just kidnapped Nanali and fucked with
I
Lelouch?
do remember that.
And I was just like, that was a thing that happened. And
Oh my god.
just never.
I guess I did wipe that from my memory. Holy shit. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I remember rewatching Code Geass with Sydney like a few years ago because she'd never seen it. And she still fucking loves the ending and everything. But I think watching it in modern days, you forget that there are... Maybe filler's not the... No, I think it is filler. Where there is a lot of things...
There's a lot of random encounters.
A lot of bloat.
There's a lot of bloat.
And also, there is this point that I don't know why I thought this was like a fucking genius plot twist when I watched this when I was like 17 or whatever. But if you remember the end of... There was something that happened at the end of season 1.
It's nearly a 20-year-old show.
All right.
I think it's fine.
There was this point where Code Geass had ended. It solved all its conflicts. Like Euphemia was gonna be like, hey, it's okay. I'm going to give up the throne or whatever. I can't remember the exact thing, but I remember all of like the conflicts had been solved. And then Lelouch just goes, like if I hypothetically told you to go murder everyone.
Oh yeah, that was so fucking funny.
If I just hypothetically told you to go murder everyone, you'd do it. And then out of like sheer coincidence, he had awoken a second Geass. And I'm just like, I remember watching this as an adult. I was just like, that feels kind of bullshitty, doesn't it?
Kind of feels shoehorned in.
At the time, I must have been like, ain't no way. But like now, I'm probably like, I'd watch it, I'd be like, that's fucking dumb.
He's got two. When he said, "What do you feed me at the perfect time?" and she starts murdering, and now the plot continues, and then there's a season 2 now.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, maybe. I think nostalgia is carrying this for me. I think I like it. At the
I still
20s
think
spot.
it has the best ending in anime. Period.
I agree with that.
I just think that if it aired nowadays, probably we'd be calling out some of its, let's say,
Inconsistencies.
even with season 1.
Toradora. Yeah, I'm happy with Toradora at this spot. I think it's my favorite romance anime.
I prefer Golden Time.
Golden.
Actually,
you're a real
no,
one.
I
You're
like
a real
Golden Time
one.
too. I'm with you guys there. I'm with you guys there.
If we're talking romance shows from the same author, Golden Time, I think they just
I like
wrote
Golden.
it better.
I always forget about Golden Time.
I think Golden Time is my favorite romance anime of
It's
all
up
time.
there.
I think on
for
an
me.
episode, I think I even said
I say this fully acknowledging that Ghost Bannery was a thing that I would like to wipe from my memory. Do you remember Ghost Bannery?
No, I don't know.
All right,
I don't
good.
remember Ghost
let's
Do I have to rewatch Golden Time?
let's keep it. Do you not remember?
So we agree that we like this spot, but we swap it with Golden Time.
I would swap Toradora with
But
Golden
you think
Time,
like
for sure.
23rd for Golden Time is chill? Wait, why do I recognize this show?
That's Golden
This is
Time.
Golden Time.
Oh.
So Ghost Bannery was a side plot that
Is it in the anime?
Yes.
Oh my god, I do remember this.
Because it was so shit. We had just wiped this side plot from all of our memories. And this is the one blight that's bringing down Golden Time for me.
Oh.
What is that Hunter x Hunter edit?
I do remember feeling like... I do remember feeling the fucking cult thing was weird, but I liked it. I don't know.
I think
Okay.
that part.
Let's continue with the list.
Okay,
anyway.
yeah.
We like Golden Time.
Golden
That's good.
Time better than
Golden Time.
Toradora.
This is the violin one.
Okay, Your Lie in April, 24.
For God's sake, I hate my anime. Look at this ReZero title. What the fuck?
Can you read that?
ReZero kara hajimeru isekai seikatsu.
Very good. Or ReZero for short. Okay,
Yeah.
Your Lie in April, I have a bias towards this show because I love shows about music, and as someone who did classical piano, like the soundtrack to it is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it did
Yeah.
a lot of really good things.
Please.
The ending was a bit whack, I will say.
Wasn't the ending. It was halfway through.
Halfway through.
It was halfway
Which
through.
part?
It's like episode 14, I think.
I don't remember.
Okay, I will tell you this, Joey, because I really liked Your Lie in April, and I thought I really fucking liked the music aspect of that. And then at some point, it just felt like it just gave up on that aspect and was just and it was like the writer thought, hey, this isn't sad enough seeing someone deal with their trauma of rediscovering music.
Yeah.
We need fucking cancer or some shit. in
Yeah,
there.
we need a real death.
Yeah, and that to me, after that tonal shift, that I kind of like just checked out because it almost felt
forced.
it almost felt like a little bit too forced. Where I was really emotionally invested in I can't remember the main character's name, of like falling in love or rediscovering his love for music and all the trauma that he went through. I was like really emotionally invested in that.
Yeah.
I felt super sad and super happy when seeing him perform again. And then they just gave
When he
up.
hears the music again for the first time, like that scene is gorgeous. That made me
yeah.
cry like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it someday. Probably not because it's about music.
Yeah, and then it kind of went a completely different direction about halfway through.
Is this your way of kind of saying maybe it doesn't deserve to be in the top 25?
I think it's a little overrated.
Yeah, I think
You think it's a top 50, not a top 25?
No.
yeah.
No, not even top 50.
I think it did a lot of good things, but again, like Sword Art Online, I feel like it fumbled the bag.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is
Well,
interesting because I remember reading somewhere that apparently Oda, the creator of One Piece, he named Your Lie in April as the one manga he wish he wrote.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Ain't no way.
ain't no way. That would have been a very different show if you had written it.
Next up,
ReZero season 1.
I'm kind of impressed how much of an impact ReZero's had, considering not much has happened in the anime yet. I feel like we're just at the start of a journey.
Yeah.
And it's releasing way too slowly.
I had a really fun time watching season 1.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
really liked it too, because it was a very fresh concept, and I felt like they explored the return. When you die, you return. I felt like they explored it in a really fun way, and in such. I feel like other shows would be too scared to do what it did, and I really liked it. I liked it a lot. It was fun.
Yeah.
The side characters started to lose me a bit though. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Also, he's cringe, which is great because he learns to not be cringe.
He's a true gamer.
Yeah, he literally
That's
does.
the gamer art that we needed,
Whereas
man.
like Kirito is just always cringe.
He literally dies from cringe.
So I think, oh man, it's so tough because
Would you put it in 25?
I feel like it's ReZero is still so new almost.
ReZero's cooking.
It's still in the oven. I feel like it's not done. It's not nowhere near.
Watching season 2 kind of reminded me of watching Attack on Titan season 2.
Yeah.
Where you felt like, oh, they're cooking something.
We're scratching.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're cooking, but I'm starting to smell it. I'm starting to smell it.
Even like season 3? Season 3 is out?
No, it's not
No.
out. Only season 2 is
It's
out.
about to come out.
That was
Yeah.
season 2?
That was
Yeah,
season
that was
2.
season
We
2.
only have 2 seasons.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Season 2 felt like it was just build up.
It
yeah,
was.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, and when it ended, I was like, huh?
Yeah, so I think season 3 is going to be the real determiner to me, but
come on, man. There's only so much REM merchandise we can push into this show. And come on, bro.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is season 3?
it's airing next year, I think.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. We watched the
The trailer together, Connor. Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
You announced it, Connor.
I know I did announce it. I mean, what's crazy to me is that they must have unlimited money. this show, the amount of REM merch they must have sold is
I appreciate the fact that they're not rushing this shit out either. Like
Yeah,
they're cooking, and I will let them cook as long
I
as we
think
get something
waifu
sold.
penetration in the market is we haven't seen this kind of waifu penetration in a long time. So
Don't say waifu penetration.
waifu penetration in the market of waifus.
No, we have Asuna.
No, REM fucking bodies.
Also,
You think so?
I think REM bodies Asuna.
In terms of like popularity?
Yeah.
no, I think when Sword Art Online came out,
I think
Asuna was fucking everywhere.
Asuna started the trend.
Pound for
Rem,
pound,
Rem
waifu.
just rode that wave,
wow.
man.
Asuna started the boring
What am I
vanilla
hearing?
best girl trend.
Thank you.
And then Rem perfected it.
Asuna didn't earn it, bro.
Asuna
Rem
ran
earned it.
so Rem could walk.
Oh my gosh.
I will stand by that.
I don't feel like it's gonna cook so hard, like you said, that I don't want to put it in 25 because I feel like it's gonna climb. But right now, I just don't want to put it anywhere. I don't think I would put.
Yeah, it's hard to place.
I don't think I would put it in my top 50 right now.
It's definitely hard to place. Are we comparing Asuna to Rem?
Okay.
Well, while you do that, what's the next one, just so we can have a look?
The next one is
Noragami.
Noragami at 27 is fucking insane to me.
I think the opening is
Openings are amazing.
The opening is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Because that opening was so goddamn popular. And also, it was another one of those shows where it was everyone's thumbnail. Oh, everyone's profile picture. The main guy from Noragami.
Yeah.
It was always, when you'd go on any online website, everyone had Noragami as their profile picture.
Yeah.
I will. It was mostly Tumblr though, wasn't
A lot
it?
of Tumblr did. Tumblr did a lot of heavy
I'm
lifting.
feeling like Tumblr, seeing Tokyo Ghoul and seeing Noragami, I'm like, damn, Tumblr did a lot of heavy lifting.
Noragami also had like a lot of style. And the time it came out, I think it was...
Yeah.
It was quite unique at the time it came out.
I think,
felt.
admittedly, I did have a lot of fun watching Noragami season 1, especially.
Yeah.
Just because, it was just such a fun, lighthearted, really aesthetic show as well. But it wasn't the most interesting or compelling in terms of story. And then Noragami season 2 just started to fucking drag on.
Yeah.
Was this popular in Japan?
I believe so, yeah.
This is like, I watched Noragami and I'm like, this was a fine show that I almost have no opinion of. And then I see it the 27th most popular and I'm like, why? How did this happen? Why this show?
Totally.
Why the fuck? Like, what about Noragami stood out to get this popular?
It just-
I literally have no idea.
Yeah.
It's not a bad show, but
It's just uninteresting.
I don't even remember much about it. Yeah.
The only thing I remember... Wait, so that's comparing Asuna to Ram?
What time period is that?
This is 2000, past 5 years.
Past 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, Asuna's fell off.
Yeah, Asuna did fell off, but what about when... What was the peak when Asuna just kind of launched compared to the peak of when Rem?
No, I think the peak
Well, it would have been season 1, right? So,
Yeah,
like
season
2011.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Noragami, I don't even think I put it in my top 100.
No, I wouldn't even put it in my
Another
top
one I
100.
wouldn't fucking put anywhere on this goddamn list is Erased.
Another
What a dog shit
incredibly
show.
overrated show, in my opinion.
How the hell is this so high? It is
I
one of
can't-
the wonders of the universe
Yeah.
that this man managed to get a show this high up.
It just baffles my mind that there were literally 2 million people on Mal who watched Erased, got to the ending, and went, "Ain't no way!" Like it wasn't the most obvious fucking thing on the planet.
8.3 for the show is insane.
That is crazy.
so high.
It's insane because
2 million fucking like
Dude.
yeah, I mean it was pretty popular when it aired back in the day.
very popular, yeah.
I think the problem with sometimes you're like, oh, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Problem is the race is when you set up a mystery like Erased and
Yeah.
that mystery just does
You
not.
have to land the
Yeah,
stick
and
the
yeah,
landing.
you
yeah.
know, I don't care if I get to the wrong station occasionally, but if my fucking train lands in a fucking crater and I die, then that I would consider that you fumbled the
Yeah.
ending. You know what I mean?
It's Asuna, not Asuka.
That's Asuka, yeah.
It should be Asuna.
My girl, not my girl.
Yeah, I mean, Ren came out like much. So if you do now, you gotta
Ain't no way.
just Ram.
Yeah, just Ram.
Ram.
And then past 12 months, change that to like all time.
Yeah. Let's see what it's like.
2004
2004 to
present.
present.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
should help because then we should see Asuna higher.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't
What
no
the
way.
fuck?
Wait, that can't be right. Wait.
Oh no, Ram is
Oh.
probably talking about like the band or like
put
rapid eye
Ram,
movement.
and then search term. How do you?
Ram ReZero.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, there you go. At the bottom.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we should. Okay.
Oh, there we go. That makes more sense.
Okay, yeah.
Look, it never
Wait, what?
passed. It never passed Asuna.
Whoa.
Not a single time it
How?
passed Asuna.
All right, I was like sweating for a second. I was like,
Everything I know is a
Your
lie.
Ram supremacy has been a lie this whole time.
Maybe I am full of shit. Okay, anyway, let's go back. Anyway, back to the
Anyway,
list.
let's get back to the list. Another one which baffles my fucking mind
we
is
should do most
Akame
popular.
Kill.
We should do most popular waifus next
Oh my
time.
god.
I can make a kill. You guys all shit on it. I'm here to defend it.
All right. Go
Please
For it.
enlighten me.
It's not bad.
Why? Why is it not
I
bad?
kind of liked it. I also was. I liked it.
Did you have?
How old were you when you watched it?
Yeah, how old were
Yeah,
you when you watched
I
it?
was like 7.
No, I've been there.
How old was I in 2014 July? I would have just turned fucking
17, right? No, sorry, what am I saying?
I can't math, bro.
Yeah, you're
It's
born.
okay.
You're born
I
in
would have been 18.
18. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think to me, I was like, yeah, this show's for me. I also liked that he was fucking the main girl.
Look, it's okay. I liked Elfen Lied when it came
I
out.
like
as well.
It's the same thing.
This is the same
I
shit.
think because
Yeah.
it's like it copied Halo Reach. I'm saying it. And Halo Reach is fire.
The thing about Akame Kill is like I can understand why teenagers fucking.
I fucking
like,
as a teen,
Yeah.
I fucking
you think
loved
this
it.
is deep because they're killing off characters.
yeah.
Oh my god, this is so deep. I can't
Yeah.
tell what would happen.
Yeah, and
everyone's
who's gonna
dying.
die
next? Ain't no way.
It was,
It's that
It
girl.
was dumb fun, and unfortunately, the worst part of the show is Akame. She's fucking boring.
I mean, most
Yeah.
of the characters were boring in my opinion.
Oh, I like some of them.
Main characters boring as shit.
Yeah, the main character.
Akame was
I
boring.
mean, if I
The
remember,
main character is hentai main character material.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if I remember, most of the characters I felt were just like I didn't even get enough time to know them before
Sure.
they just got killed off, which was
Yeah.
like the big thing, which was just like, oh, this person is just a trope. Haha, sad backstory.
Yeah,
Haha, they're
yeah.
dead.
Look, admittedly, when
Yeah,
I
true.
started watching Akame Kill and I didn't know anything about it, it was just another seasonal show that I decided to start
Yeah.
watching. Like when they did start killing off the first couple of characters, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah,
Okay, this might go somewhere. And
Yeah.
then every second episode episode they're killing off. I'm like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
too
yeah.
all right, I
methodical.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It was the one weakness of it is that you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they'd set it up so that it kept happening.
It
and
got
you
old
kind of
very quickly.
Yeah.
kind of wish you didn't do that, but
Yeah.
it started strong. And I as much as I like the show because I watched it when I was a teenager, I wouldn't put it in top 100.
No.
It doesn't deserve to be on
This
list.
is the show that you go to as a 14 to 18
yeah,
year
you're
old
like,
kid.
I've outgrown that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make a kill.
Yeah, Akame ga Kill, Mirai Nikki, Elfenlied, they're
Yeah.
all the same.
Yeah.
You know, they're all the same.
They're all the same.
We're talking about Angel Beats.
I mean, in some senses, I think this is a classic, but in other senses, I think it's rated far too highly.
I think, yeah, the only I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for this show, obviously, and I have a lot of bias as a Maeda Jun fan. I personally really liked it. Do I think it's Maeda Jun's best work? No. But I mean, I don't know. Number 30 is a tough spot.
Yeah, because it's kind of like it's good.
It's
but
good,
I
but it's
don't
not.
know
But
if
it's acknowledging that it's not the best, right?
It's
Because
good.
it is a solid show.
Solid.
I think I would be okay with it at 30, but
Yeah.
I probably would put it lower. But I think I'm okay with it. At
I would
30.
I would put it lower because I think that the ending. To me, it felt like it had a really good run and then it just ended.
Fumbled.
And then
I think
cancer
13
again.
episode wasn't
All right.
enough.
All right.
I think it should have been more
Let's,
episodes.
All right,
let's speed off a little bit.
Seven Deadly Sins
Dog
at 31,
Water.
above Mob Psycho. It just gives me an aneurysm.
That is kind of wild that it was that popular.
That's
but
crazy.
Seven Deadly Sins when it was airing was so popular.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was so popular, and season 2, when they introduced Escanor, it only got even more popular. Everyone was fucking on board. Everyone was hype, even though Meliodas is the worst protagonist of all time.
Yeah.
And then
Season 3, they
came out,
shit the bed.
Yeah.
which honestly, it feels like a fitting end for Meliodas as a character who is a dog shit character to be treated as dog shit by the animators.
Yeah.
It feels fitting.
I never understood the appeal of Seven Deadly Sins to begin with.
Yeah.
I have not
was
watched.
fun.
I've
It
not
was
watched
fun.
the second season, but I've watched the first season. It took me a lot to get through this first season.
It's shit.
You know what I'm seeing? I'm
Yeah.
seeing Akame ga Kill, Seven Deadly Sins, and now Mirai Nikki, and I'm like, the 14-year-old army is strong.
Yeah.
So
Where's
Mob
Fairy Tail?
Psycho
The only thing that's
100.
missing is Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
We all know that Mob Psycho should be much higher.
Much
on the list.
higher.
Mob Psycho is goated, and I think it's one of the best modern anime to come out, period. I think it's the best anime maybe of the 20 last decade. Yeah, it's one of the best animes of the last decade.
Mirai
Nikki.
Nikki above Assassination Classroom is fucking wild.
That is a show that just did something that no other show did at the
Yeah.
time. And you know, they cemented the yandere trope.
That is true.
And they
Yeah.
did it they committed so fully to the yandere trope before anyone else did.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like almost revolutionary in that sense.
Oh,
But it was a bad show.
Mirai Nikki ruined an entire generation of boys.
Oh yeah. Oh,
My
yeah.
fucking God.
Oh yeah.
It
It did convince me that it was like, yeah, maybe she's worth it. maybe I will ruin my life for her.
I think Mirai Nikki is like the 0.0 of the I can fix her.
Yeah.
Like boy, like I'm sure
Mirai Nikki made everybody forget the age-old saying of "Don't stick your dick in crazy."
it turned from don't stick your dick in crazy to I can fix her. This is the turning point. This is the canon event of this like real life lore where boys were like I can fix her.
But man,
man.
from a conceptual level, what a fucking cool idea for a show. I fucking
Yeah.
really liked it.
Again,
But
really cool idea for a show, but I think
I really liked it,
I enjoyed
yeah.
watching it a lot.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with
Yeah.
it. I can see why it's 33, but yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I just think it was, especially in the second half, it just got a little
yeah.
bit too try-hardy for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It took itself way too seriously.
Yeah.
Assassination Classroom.
Okay, I personally
Yeah, I'm
am
fine
pretty
with this.
happy with Assassination Classroom being on here because I think this is constantly underrated in terms of a shonen show. I think not a lot of people think about Assassination Classroom when they think of shonen shows, but I think Assassination Classroom is a really solid show.
I'm happy to have it up there.
I really enjoyed
I've
watching
not seen it, so but I've not really heard anyone say anything bad about it or that it's overrated.
And it's on online
Haikyuu.
too. What the fuck?
Oh, we don't talk.
Don't talk about that.
Haikyuu. This is the highest rated sports anime, I guess, or most popular sports anime on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
deserves
37.
it. I think the only modern sports anime I prefer over Haikyuu, not counting Ping Pong League animation, is probably Hajime no Ippo. But
Yeah.
Haikyuu, I think, okay, the difference between Haikyuu and Hajime no Ippo is that characters in Hajime no Ippo are just fucking ugly. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like
It's boxing, bro. The characters are ugly.
Bro, you can.
And it is an older manga as well.
Okay, there's that. But okay, you compare the characters in Hajime no Ippo, like the fucking. It's like comparing Wayne Rooney to Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I mean?
That's such a British reference.
It's like there's this one man who has been molded with fucking testosterone, and then there is like the perfect specimen of like who could probably be like a fucking K-pop idol if he wanted to be. You know, that's like Hajime no Ippo versus Haikyuu.
That's true.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Haikyuu yet, so I can't say anything about it. I would like to get into it eventually.
Although I kind of fell out of it, I can understand why it's very popular, and I'm fine with it being there.
I've only heard good things about it.
Promised Neverland, holy fucking dog L.
Promised Neverland. I mean,
Dog L?
Dog shit
L.
L, bro. That's
Are you serious?
I did not fuck with it.
I thought, okay.
Wait. Why?
Because they'd set up this really cool mystery, and then it turned out to be stupid and not fun. And season 2 was the worst thing I've ever watched in my life.
Okay, but this is talking about season 1.
Yeah,
and I think,
I'm thinking about the shows as a whole.
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, the
Oh,
show,
you watched season 2?
I watched a little bit, and I was like, I'm out.
I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
yeah, the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
definitely fumbled the bag in season 2. But if we're just talking season 1, which is what this position is, I thought the first 12 episodes of Promised Neverland were pretty solid.
Yeah, but this
Is it the best written like horror mystery, supernatural show?
Okay.
No, but
I only had I think it's pretty fucking damn good. My biggest
but they
problem.
fucked it.
Yeah, my biggest problem with Promised Neverland was never the mystery aspect of it, because I do think it was a pretty damn good mystery and has one of the best hooks. One of the best hooks in episode 1, I think, in anime. It was just the fact that it threw my suspension of disbelief to its absolute limits.
Yeah.
like these kids are 12.
Yeah, these kids are 12, and there is like some plot points at the end of season 1 where I'm like, you remember what? That's possible?
It would have worked a little better if they were just like 4 or 5 years older.
Yeah.
I think it would have all tied together more.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing with Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, I feel like season 2 had potential if it didn't skip some of the best arcs in the manga.
Yeah.
I do think the manga fell off a bit in the ending, but for the most part, it's pretty damn good.
All right.
And then we have OG Bleach,
which I guess we've already talked
Yeah,
about.
which we
we've
talked
already
about.
talked about.
KonoSuba at 40.
Yeah, I'm sure with that. I'm sure with that.
I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
I think 40. It'd probably be in my top 25. I think.
I would,
Yeah.
probably put a little
think
bit
I'd go
higher.
Yeah.
Season 1 was fucking awesome, and a great introduction to the
Fucking
series.
Blue Exorcist.
And Blue Exorcist.
But this show was so popular in the
Was
West.
it?
Yeah.
I
Online.
have never had I'm saying this, I've never had a conversation with anyone about Blue Exorcist.
Gone. I was in the Black Butler fandom. All right, I'm telling you. Trust me, this show was very popular with that same type
Is
of audience.
Tumblr carrying again? Was this a Tumblr show?
It was huge on Tumblr. Yeah, this was like a really popular show. Way back.
But this was also an incredibly popular show in Japan as well.
Oh, really?
This was massive in Japan when it came out. And I think, look, I don't hate the show. I just think it's the most, okay
It's
shonen.
mid. I'll say
It is mid.
It's pretty mid.
It's not shit, but it's not number
Oh.
41.
And I'm
on
not
the
saying
greatest
mid
anime
in
of all
like,
time.
how do I say it? I'm not saying mid
5
in a
out of 10.
derogatory term.
it's a
I'm
5
saying
out
it
of
is bog standard average.
It's in the
Yeah,
middle.
It's
I mean,
in.
it's a 7.5 on Mal, which is literally the 5.
Yeah. Pretty much.
For fuck's sake, just call
Parasyte.
it Parasyte. For
Parasyte.
God's sake.
Okay,
Why would they call it this in the anime? What's wrong with you?
a lot of people liked Parasyte. I
I
thought
love Parasyte.
you love Parasyte.
I fuck with it
All
so
right,
much.
Sell me on Parasyte.
Okay, first of all, dubstep.
Connor, that's music.
I-
how can you tell? How can you
It's
sell?
literally
Yeah,
beats
but
and boots.
dubstep is the most beeps and boots you can have in music.
I've watched these fights in fucking Naruto, One Piece. I'm fucking. They're fucking. I was like. The fact that. I don't know. I just fucked with it. I thought it was such a cool idea. I thought it was so fucking fun.
I think the one thing I appreciate the most about the Parasyte anime is just how much they decided to deviate from the original manga, but still did it in a solid way.
My favorite part is when he fucking becomes cool and swag. When
Oh
the
no!
alien
I was gonna say this.
fucking love
This
it.
did Tokyo Ghoul before it was cool.
Yeah.
The fucking all you need to do is just.
Yeah.
But that's what I appreciated, right? Because in the original manga, he starts off cool and swag. There's no transformation.
Yeah.
So the fact that in the anime, they decided to kind of start him off as this wimpy, scared, confused character to then upon the development, get him to be more confident in
I
himself
just-
was
yeah.
interesting.
I just remember I just really, really enjoyed Parasyte. I remember I had a lot of fun with it. Yes, the dubstep was kind of annoying, and I wish they had gone with a different direction, but I still had so much fun. And the concept was cool.
Although
Yeah,
I
the
will say,
concept was cool.
I really, really loved the concept.
The concept was cool.
Although I will say, I am upset that the anime missed out on my favorite panel in the manga, where Miggy turns into a giant cock. So that is
Damn.
I was looking forward to that, and they cut that shit out.
I
from the
honestly
anime.
would like it a little bit higher. I think
Really?
it'd be in like my top 30.
Because to
Also,
me,
the
when-
opening is banger.
Oh, the opening is banger.
Banger.
I think I'm like the one person that just
Didn't fuck with it.
I didn't dislike it. I just don't remember.
That's fair.
There were like no scenes in that I really remember or
That's
really
fair.
like hit me. And I don't know if I was just in the wrong place to watch it. I was just like, it's fine.
Okay.
This was like my Noragami, I guess, where I was like, I don't understand.
I just realized that Cowboy Bebop and Evangelion are both in the 40s.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and Spirited Away.
Spirited Away, movies don't get rated as good on
Yeah.
this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I am so shocked that Cowboy Bebop and Evangelion are that low.
Yeah, I would have expected them to be at least in the top 20.
I'm surprised that Parasyte is more popular
Yeah.
than Cowboy
Yeah,
Bebop.
yeah, that's wild.
That is crazy. But I guess because I think people who watch Parasyte really fucking fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Whereas people who watch Cowboy Bebop, I feel like almost watch it out of obligation. And almost saying, again, it's a social media website, right? So saying, oh yeah, Cowboy Bebop's one of my favorites. It's like, okay, what else do you like? Bread? You know what I mean?
I also have eyes.
I actually don't.
So I'm not surprised.
Oh my God,
Tokyo
though.
Ghoul Route A is crazy. that it's
Tokyo Ghoul
that.
Route A above Death Parade
I
is
thought
fucking
everyone-
wild. And Violet Evergarden?
Fairy Tale.
Ain't no
That's
way.
wild.
Ain't no way. What is this?
This
You
is
know
such
what?
a whack list.
You know
What
what?
the
You
fuck
know
is
what?
this?
You know what? Maybe Tumblr dying was the right decision, guys. Because then we don't have to deal with shit like this.
Can't believe.
I never watched Violet Evergarden. It just felt like crying bait for me. So
Oh,
I
it is
kind of
gorgeous.
It
What a
just-
it is
gorgeous
gorgeous.
series.
like crying bait though.
My hot take about Violet Evergarden is that my favorite parts of Violet Evergarden was the stories that didn't have anything to do with the main character.
Yeah.
I loved the side
beautiful.
stories. And that was my favorite part of Violet Evergarden.
Death Parade I fuck with.
I will
It's
say
kinda high.
Death Parade should, for me, is
Yeah, I
in
like
the
that.
top 20.
I like
Death Parade should
I
be
like-
way higher.
Yeah,
I like
Death Parade should be
so much.
way higher.
But you know, I will count it as a W that Death Parade somehow beat Fairy Tale.
Yeah,
Let's
that's-
go.
Kind of, I had forgotten about Fairy Tales. I'm kind of sad that I had to remember it right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's all of the anime popularity, and we rated them. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know your opinions about anything we said down in the comments below.
Let us know.
Yeah.
And hey, look at all these patrons.
Look at all of them.
I'm sure
Sexy.
they have absolutely appropriate, fantastic taste in anime,
join the
and
Patreon,
they'll
go
be
join
more
the
than
Patreon,
happy
go
to
join
let
the
us
Patreon,
know
go join
their
the Patreon.
great tastes.
Wait. I just realized JoJo was not in either of those lists.
I'm kind of shocked about that.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Wow.
JoJo fans were like,
Wow.
JoJo fans were probably like, we're above.
I think
anime.
because maybe people wouldn't put the first season in their favorite, so
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's so many parts, and
Yeah.
so I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like it'd be hard. I'm coping.
it's more of a cult fan base. I'd say.
COVID. Yeah, it's really like a small. People don't really know
Yeah,
about it. People don't really know about
There
it.
are a
No,
lot of
it's a-
shows. I'm
it's what
surprised
this
wasn't on here.
small
People
indie
just
anime
don't know about
JoJo's
it.
Bizarre Adventure.
Never heard of it. But hey, if you'd like to support the show, go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. Also, for you guys going onto the Patreon right now, from this month, we actually started releasing some official, I guess, Patreon exclusive content.
Yeah,
we're
fun
not-
little gay, goofy gags.
Yeah, we're not just
Yeah.
doing like behind the scenes and deleted scenes from episodes like this. We actually have some brand new spanking content for you guys over on the Patreon. So if you'd like to support us and check out those exclusive Patreon content, then again, make sure to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashdays. But yeah,
And with that said, we'll see you all next week, guys.
bye.
Bye.